Shout out to the VIP. Hope you guys are doing well. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Going to go over some details on BTC. We are on certain time frames up and out of the wedge. I just wanted to come live in the midst of the day and kind of get some updates for you guys, see how you're doing in terms of your trade action. VIP are trading. Hope you guys are doing well. Was chatting with Angel this morning, our #1 VIP on time. Angel, brother, how are you doing? Appreciate the interaction today. It was nice to talk to you. On the 4 hourly, I currently have the 4 hourly chart up on BTC. Current price is 39,870. We'll also discuss, now that we're up and out of this wedge, kind of the implications in terms of the risk assessment that we might be able to do. Just understand it is not financial advice. You guys know that. Former financial professional. What I would say is, yeah, guys, with Duke University, Harvard Business School, etc., just not financial advice. Guys, go get that elsewhere. In terms of GMT, we'll discuss GMT. We'll also discuss APE is going, APE, guys, it's going very well, up about 20%, over 20%, I think, on the day. We'll discuss the 22% set point, 22.74. I've been discussing that a bit in the back, guys. This potential ascending triangle still staring at us on Kyber. We'll take a look at that in addition to that GMT, which we already discussed. Quite a drop for GMT after a nice move to the upside. So we'll talk about that. In addition, we'll talk about SHIB. We'll talk about DOGE. We'll talk about what else we got on the map here. This is DOGE. And we'll talk about DOGE. Looks like it's just straddling on its golden pocket here, trying to get an up kick on that golden pocket. It's a little bit sideways there. Also, we can discuss Luna, which we were looking at a bull flag. I'd like to see that level of support kick up for that downward sloping channel that I know a lot of you are trading right now. And just want to shout out to all you guys in terms of the VIP. Hope you guys are doing well. It's the middle of the day. Wanted to come to you with a bit of a stream just because, yeah, sometimes when we focus, a lot of times when we focus on our trades, right, when we're not distracted, those trades wind up looking a lot better than when we have a lot of different things going on, right, pulling us in different directions. So I wanted to come to you guys live so we could focus on our trades for a bit of time. I am guilty of the same thing, guys. Let you know, I just told VIP after a certain trade that booked really well this morning. It's just like when I get distracted, guys, it's the same thing with me. And I know you guys go through it as well. But, yeah, I just told them, like, fed one to the wolves. Like, it just happens, guys, in terms of that. Like, this morning was great, 257%. But, guys, in terms of distractions, etc., the more distracted we are, just the more difficult our trading returns look. So let's focus for a while. Let's see what we can do in terms of the technicals. What are they telling us right now? This upward sloping channel formation. We had a little bit of a violent, I'd say a bit of a violent like move to the upside. Boom, a lot of velocity there, right? A lot of velocity, guys. Saw that just boom to the upside and bam, straight back down. Earlier today, we have trajected back up to look like this breakout would really succeed to the upside, and the breakout, guys, is kind of frustrated. So we're in a difficult pattern on those lower time frames. The higher time frames are cleaning things up quite a bit. If we look at that 30-minute time frame, the 30 minutes on up looks like we're in a little bit of a, I'd say a better, what we say, just a better pattern dynamic, to the extent though that we're complicating I'd say some lower time frame, I'd say specifics, like on the hourly. For instance, on the hourly, we have this specific line which we need to remind ourselves of. I'm going to go ahead and draw this on BTC. Let me go ahead and put this, let's put this as a color we could definitely see, and let's put that as kind of a bright blue line there. That specific line is, it's not, what we say, guys, it's just not maybe apparent on, let's look at the 4 hourly. 4 hourly is still there, okay, so we still have that. And in terms of this, I say the micro and the macro features that we're looking at, it's a good time to designate these as the micro wedge here, okay, that we can look at on the various time frames. 4 hourly, I thought had a good level of variation that we could look at in terms of the breakout as opposed to like the hourly. So the 4 hourly is very strong. We'll take a look at the candles, of course, and we'll just see, I think that the breakout has been frustrated. It's been a frustrated breakout. So to the extent that you guys are trading, congratulations. Anyone in a long, congratulations. It's a great day for profits on BTC if you were long. What do we got? Luke, shout out, brother. What's going on, my man? Luke, good to see you. Boom. What's going on? I don't know if you're trading APE, BTC. What's going on with the trades? Luke, VIP in the house. Nice to see you, brother. Appreciate the opportunity to stream and just bring some live technicals. Whatever information you guys have to add to the mix, just let me know. We'll be happy to discuss it without a doubt. We love the technical focus on the back in terms of VIP. You guys are doing a great job. The more I get from you guys, the more it's easy to bring you some information that's very, very pertinent, right? So looking at this, the 4 hourly, looks like this line up and above is quite a ways away. Okay, the one feature that I had brought to the attention of the VIP, which I think is extremely important. Let's erase all this, and guys, since I'm just confident it's us, right? In terms of this stream, first of all, this flat top. The flat top resistance, very important as we would look at that flat top resistance. Identify any flat top resistance, period, guys. We want to identify the flat top resistance to potentially give us an indication that buyers, if they step in, we could be moving up, right? So we're looking forward to that. One of our favorite patterns to trade, guys, ascending triangle. So to the extent that buyers can hold on in this region, the daily chart, guys, the daily, particularly the 4 hourly, you guys remember that discussion on BTC, that flat top on the 4 hourly is just a nice move there. Nice move. We've held thus far in terms of buyers have done what they've needed to do very clearly, guys, after identifying that flat top. The buyers have stepped in thus far. We have not tested this specific line here, this line of support, to the extent that it's not required, guys. It is not required for the pattern formation of the flat top, the ascending, I'd say the ascending line of support here. It doesn't have to touch as long as we have a I'd say swing failure in this zone, a lower low, right? So that's holding together quite nicely. And I did bring to everyone's attention that technically we're in a bearish pattern. This would be a continuation pattern to the downside, technically. Okay, technically, a little bit of the risk equation comes into focus here, as we would talk about kind of a reverse symmetrical triangle. That's going to look essentially like this. A reverse symmetrical triangulation is going to be on the probabilities a continuation pattern. However, here we're looking to continue straight into the level of support. So that's I'd say a complication. Definitely keeping you guys on your toes in terms of the strategy required. Never overexposed. You guys know that. Never overexposed. In terms of that, always heavy cash reserves. Very important in terms of that. Just extremely important. Looks like, BTC picking up nicely now amidst a kind of a difficult pattern. So nice that we came live. This is good for anybody who's long. Hope you guys are trading and making a profit, guys. Love the updates. Thanks, London. Yeah, boom. No problem. Absolutely, Luke. Just put my pleasure, bro. Without a doubt. Let's see what we got. And if you guys are busy with work or family, etc., I know like Angel's got some stuff going on potentially with family, so it's not obviously not necessary in terms of what we're bringing right now. But for those of you who have time that we can trade, that we can look at, just focus on our trades, because those are the best trades you have is when you're focused. The other ones throughout the day when you've got other stuff going on, guys, they're difficult. If not, you can set yourself up for failure. And the more that we kind of distract away from the technicals, we have other things going on. It's just difficult to do 2 or 3 things at one time. You guys know that. It's just, it's hard to multitask and really stay focused on the technicals. So I like to come live to you guys and just bring some technical frameworks, some analytics that we can count on here. I brought this Fibonacci. You guys know that. Trying to pick up on that 50%. Brought that to the VIP in the back. To the extent that you entered on that Fibonacci while just right after I brought that to your attention. There's that 250. One of the trades from today, 257%. And in terms of that specific level, let's look here. Yeah, just right at that hit on the 50. That was the 30. Okay, we were at the 38% at that moment, so we did drop down just between the break I took. Interesting. I did look like a difficult pattern. Okay, so we took it from that 38 to there. Let me make sure that we're there from the preceding. Let me go all the way down to this level. 38.2 is indicated. That is where we were at, that 38.2. I had decided, essentially I was decided between this moment and this moment here, or this preceding support or this preceding support. I did choose the lower one, so that is where I brought you guys that specific target. Striked into the VIP that entered upon that specific target. Congratulations. Way to go, guys. You're in the money. You're doing quite well. If we look at this and just measure up, you're looking, guys, up on a you're very north of 75% if you're on a 125x. Congratulations. And guys, not overexposed, guys. You can't be overexposed in that. You're gonna get distracted. You're gonna make the market's gonna move against you. It's just gonna be part of that. I'm gonna tell you guys, it's gonna be part of the process of learning and getting involved. As we get it more involved in to leverage that, it's just going to it's going to be a part of the game. You're gonna give some, like I just said earlier on in the back, it's like I just fed one seriously to the wolves, right? Just period. It's going to happen, guys, in terms of your approach. And what you're gaining for that sacrifice is the opportunity to speed up the price action. So if you're rational about, I'd say, your positioning, if you're rational about your involvement in the market, it just, you have to understand you're going to pay a severe premium for speeding up the price action and the potential returns to that effect. You just are, guys. In terms of if you want 125 return, 25x, you're going to pay a premium, guys. That premium is going to be risk. So if you can't pay the premium, if you can't pay the risk, don't even think about it, period. You guys know that. If you're not comfortable with the risk premium, that premium for speeding up the price action, for speeding up, and I'd say elevating your overall position, just be wise about it, guys. Really simply put, but a great hit here on that Fibonacci. Good job, guys. Way to go. Anyone who's in this specific trade, I was en route to get to where I was streaming, and so I didn't hit that. I maybe should have. Would have been a nice hit there, guys. It would have been 100% trade on 125x. So impressive, guys. Impressive thus far. A lot of price action on BTC. That's what we like, guys. Just bring us price action. We want to trade. It's simple, guys. Right? That's the idea. We're always on the hunt for price action. Let's update on APE, guys. APE has just gone ape. You guys know that. It's been impressive. 25%, it's up 3% since we started. Look at this move. APE is not quitting. I brought a few features in the back to VIP earlier because it was like bull pattern after bull pattern after bull pattern, and now it looks like it doesn't care. Guys, looking at this, I had brought it to the, in the back just in terms of its ability to conquer pattern after pattern after pattern. It was just continually bull. Someone has the absolute buy button on, I'd say on a relatively large scale, or guys, the public at large just hammered down. It's just, it won't quit. Looking at this, we can't find a specific pattern formation. And I brought it earlier to the VIP because it's just like 1, 2, 3. It's continued to go. So this is on the 5-minute chart right now. We're even busting a kind of a difficult pattern to, and technically it's these expand. I would call them expanding wedges. They're not easy to beat, right? To the extent that we have this upper level. I normally say if something can beat a pattern like this, just in an uptrend as part of, let's say, a cycle that's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to go 9. It turns it, guys. It receives monster classification. Just so that you know, in my book, it turns into a monster. So APE is literally at that threshold now, over this top line resistance, and it's a difficult pattern to hold. I'll let you guys know that. Difficult pattern to hold. I don't want to naysay APE whatsoever. It has gone 25%. Extremely well up and over a stated bearish pattern. Just so you guys know, we see so much in terms of returns to prior wedges, right? When we see this rising wedge in this zone here, it's hammered up, guys. It has laid waste to the notion that it should respect any bearish pattern whatsoever, really, or to not consider any pattern whatsoever in a bearish fashion or in a bullish fashion. It's been off the charts, guys. So in terms of that, buyers are probably looking at this line here as well in terms of any designation that you would look at as a super trend, right? That would be only on that, what is this on? Let me go to the hourly, see if that's on the hourly. Well, it's going to be a little bit on the hourly, a little bit stated, I'd say reserved aside from that 77 minutes. So it's just an accelerating trend. At this point, you call it an accelerating trend. You understand that we have some levels below, definitely where orders are stacked. That's the one thing that you say. As price action continues to the upside, you can just be prepared and be certain of the fact that orders are waiting below. So if you miss the move to the upside, the 25% move to the upside, the one thing I'll say is orders are waiting below. There's always an opportunity to trade at a lower price. So let's rewind over into BTC, take a look at this structure, and let's take a look at the 1-minute time frame and get back into BTC, which is doing well today, up 2%, and nice overall market activity. I think the overall equities were up, and per my understanding, NASDAQ and Dow, etc., were rebounding, and it was nice to see some green on the screen amidst some I don't know, a bunch of, we just call it a lot of different domestic and international factors that seem to be weighing on the overall broader markets right now in terms of interest rates, in terms of, we had some growth rate issues, just a few different issues that are kind of climbing into the foray in terms of what's relevant, including whether or not, including whether or not BTC is considered a tech stock, right? Is it a tech stock or not? As you would look at it, some people are just considering it. We're going to throw that in with the basket of goods to essentially of the investment that is going to be considered a tech stock. Very interesting in terms of that kind of overall rationale, which is being, I don't know, in the process of being formulated, et cetera, as we gauge the I'd say correlative factors that exist between let's say the NASDAQ and Bitcoin or crypto market, right? So In terms of this specific formation here, this channel to the upside, it's just been very consistent throughout the day. It's been a nice pickup since this level of pickup below. I'll let you guys know last night in terms of kind of the naysayers or people saying we're going south. In a day and 21 hours, we are currently up 6.13% on BTC from the low to the current price. So that's impressive, guys. Nice move by Bitcoin. Nice to see this type of a move when a lot of people were just convinced it's just going down. We're headed down, right? It's over. You guys know that. So definitely trying to reinforce that framework here in terms of that. Remember, guys, this lower, like I'm interested in this 4-hourly line of support here. I'm interested in this framework, this descending wedge here. And in terms of, let's just go to that daily again. One thing I was going to note and talk about was this specific feature that I think is extremely important. Guys, please pay attention to this. Let's go to the Fib Wedge. Here we go, a Fib Wedge. I just want to draw this out so that you guys get a good appreciation of this. This specific Fibonacci wedge, this specific descending wedge, okay, is not going anywhere, guys. This is on the macro. This is on the daily. To the extent that we have some pattern expectations in terms of even that E on that specified quote-unquote bearish pattern that we would look at. We're just in quite a moment for BTC, guys. It's very exciting. And when you think about this, guys, it's extremely exciting. We have technically we have a bearish pattern being reinforced actually by a line of support, right? That's contradictory. Then we have, as part of the natural expression of the bearish pattern, that it should traject to the upside. And in trajecting to the upside, it's going to this bearish pattern, and it's part of its natural formation, that ABCDE, right? That expanding wedge, or that inverse symmetrical triangulation. As part of that natural expression to get up to the E, we would actually be breaking out of a wedge, potentially breaking out of this wedge, this descending wedge. So, it can lay it on, right? In terms of the formulation of this, it's not. This is not simple stuff, guys. This is not just easy. I decided to trade today. I'm gonna go book some trades, right? This is very, very calculative in terms of your approach. It needs to be scheduled up with quality TA, and just needs to have that backup, heavy backup reserves, guys. I'm just gonna say that. I continually say that, and as you guys continue to, I'd say get involved with different components of the market to include leverage or even spot. You guys know this. We've consistently stated just the heavy reserves, ability to double, triple, compound down at lower levels, guys, or additional levels and additional trades, etc. Just never overexposed, and you guys know this. So that's kind of the VIP way to be. I want to shout out to all the VIP. Hope you guys are having a good day. But you understand that as part of the natural expression, this A, B, C, D, we should have an E. Okay, that E wave is a part of an Elliott wave. We should have this E. That E to the upside after this A, B, C, D, E. We should, guys, look, just looking at this line of resistance, this is the probability, okay? The probability is that it should take us, guys, up and out, gauged on this line of resistance. It should take us up and out of this specific falling wedge on the daily. So that's a real pattern. And what brought this to my attention, guys, in terms of the technical framework, and I've explained this quite frequently, and I want you guys to look at this. The technical framework was this specific carving here. Now, yes, there's a contraindicated, or I'd say a dual indication in terms of the bear flag. We know that. We're very, very aware of the fact with a bear flag that, yes, that exists, right? That's there. Looking at the parallel channel function, we can draw this. We can look at that parallel channel, and just as we would have any kind of a bull flag, boom, right? Move to the upside, downward sloping channel. We're discussing all of this while literally we're perched up and out of a huge monster bear flag. It is just the case, guys. You can't change the facts. That is the facts, as we would talk about. Just inverting the chart. Look at this move. It'll be to the downside with an upward diagonal channel, right? But the other facet, I'm just going to bring this for purposes of discussion here, okay, for purposes of consideration, is the fact that we frequently see, and you guys know who listen to the streams a lot, we frequently see a channel formation as part of the construction of a pattern, right? A lot of times it may be. And hey, Sean, nice to know that you're listening while driving. That's a good thing. Just keep your eyes on the road, my man. Hope everything's going good. VIP Sean, what's going on, my man? As you guys would look at the bear flag potential here, it's just also in the framework that, yes, it is a bear flag. However, this specified channel herein is also accomplishing this notion, or also accomplishing this, I'd say, the need for us to complete the mid-level function of this specified, just I'd say a monster, right? This monster of a descending wedge. Okay, so a lot of times when we see there's a kind of a two-fold approach here, right? Anytime that we see even on a bear flag, even on whatever it may be, or a bull flag, when we see this carving in the channel formation, and we've seen that multiple times. You guys know that. We've seen that multiple times over the preceding weeks where we'll have a channel formation in the form of a bull flag, right? Back in this zone here. You guys know that. Like we had a bull flag here, right? Back in BTC in this zone. And what did it do? It formulated the middle zone of a rising wedge. Okay, so it's a part of the overall framework. And we can draw this I think the exact way that we drew this the first time was something along the lines of this. That was exactly the way that we drew it, and we traded it, okay? But to the extent that, yes, it was a bull flag. However, also it completed the function of the midline, I'd say the middle portion of a different pattern formation, right? So as we look at the daily, yes, it is a bear flag, right? Yes, it is a upward sloping channel. However, it's also accomplishing the mid-level formation, the function of this descending wedge, which is technically a bullish continuation pattern, right? So if you have any doubt as of right now, if anyone has any doubt right now, we are technically in a bullish continuation pattern, period. Okay, we just are. Part of that is the intricacy, I'd say the nuance or the fact that we're also in a bear flag within so I'd say we have a microstructure. The microstructure is technically bearish within the macro structure, which is bullish. Now, also understood within that conversation is part of that macro structure is the inclusion for a potential for lower prices. It just is. And we do know one thing. We know that we have a preference in terms of breakout to the upside and when that would occur, right? We don't want to push beyond this 23.6. I normally have that red. I turn that gray. It's kind of the gray area, right? We don't want to get into this beyond this 23.6. This is a Fibonacci wedge structure, right? So given the bullish nature of this, we have expectations as to when we'd like to break out of this specific falling wedge. Okay, so as measured as we get into I'd say potentially into the lower features of this wedge, it becomes less attractive in terms of moving price to the upside, right? So we have this kind of hot zone that we're in. We appreciate the opportunity to break out in this hot zone, right? That 38.2, that's a good threshold right there. I don't want to push down to the 23.6. So we're about at threshold now in terms of this level of support, level of resistance. It's time for bulls to get up and go. Right, we've been sideways for 100 days right now, and I know that APE is probably going crazy. We'll get right back to it. This is a very important framework to look at in terms of 103 days. We've been sideways in this wedge. Okay, so it's just important. And now, what helped set the wedge was this top feature, right? That bottom line, I say the top line resistance of that bear flag, and it's just we're at the crux, guys. I'm going to tell you guys, we're at the crux. We're at the need in terms of these specified. The standardized, let's say, breakout preferences of the bulls. It's being pushed like right now, literally right now. So it's not a a situation where we can't have a pleasant surprise at a lower level, but we are in the sweet spot of this specified wedge. Now you'll see this preceding wedge here, right? This preceding wedge at this zone. Just look at it and look at how things behaved. Right, we got out, meanly we got out of that notion of this specified wedge, this descending wedge. So to the extent that you're always going to have, and if you guys trade a lot, and I know that you guys do, you're very fluent in terms of your trading, a descending wedge is always a continuation pattern to the upside, sure, right, all the time, right? No, guys, you guys know a little bit better than that in terms of like APE. You'll see just like a rising wedge is always bearish, right? You want to back off of those without a doubt. But as we look at the descending wedges, you really need some phenomenal market potential to get involved and really see and this is a good example here in terms of, let's just square this one away. That is a continuation falling wedge. Boom. That's gone. Like, that's the way you love them to behave. How many descending wedges, you see this one on APE, how many descending wedges do you guys see that perform like this? It is the exception. It's not the rule. You guys know that. It's great to see a picture of that in the book, right? Or any book or anybody tell you guys that, this is a continuation. Bam. We expect that to fly to the upside. You need a bullish market. You need just a truck ton of literal buyers, right, to make that happen. It's not an everyday event. So when we see this, is that a 1 out of 20, guys? What do you honestly think? Is it a 1 out of 20 that we just get bam, just it's gone, right? I don't know, guys. You guys let me know who trade a lot. You let me know, is it 1 out of 20 that we see? I don't want to say it's 1 out of 25, but in terms of that, they're the ones that we prefer. So what we say, guys, you'd let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Now, in terms of, I'd say the top line structure here on let's look at this in terms of the 1 minute time frame. In terms of APE right now, it is going to have to turn into a monster, guys. We need that to get up and out again. We have this falling wedge, okay, that is, it just is. We bam, move to the upside. This have a little bit of trouble, a little bit of stagnation, a little bit of a pause in the price action here. We can dig into the lower time frames, trying to assess what is going on. We have a flat top. You guys know me. I'm always looking for a flat top. Bam, what's the next thing we need? We need buyers to step into the equation, right? Without a doubt, guys. You see a flat top, what's the next thing to come to your mind? You need buyers to step into the equation, without a doubt. Give you that ascending line of support, right? And boom, traject to the upside. So if you're day trading APE versus if you are, solidly in it from a lower price, etc., congratulations. I'll just say congratulations. So looking at this on the 15 second, we'll dig into the lower time frames, give you guys a good angle here in terms of that. I go to the 1 second real quickly. Take a look at this flat top. See. It's okay. It's a little bit elevated, but again, not much has allowed APE to stop it. You don't want to get involved in this, guys. I'm going to tell you guys, to the extent that you, not financial advice, but guys, when you miss it, okay, take a breather. Take a breather, watch the price action, because you do not want to get into heavy leverage on something like this that decides to tank down 8%. You just don't, guys. You do not. And while you are ready to hammer it at the top, I'll let you know there are people who've been watching it all day long. In all likelihood, they've been watching this all day long, right? And they have just decided right now, okay, where are we at on our Fibonacci's? I'm going to schedule in the golden pocket quite heavily. I'm going to schedule in the 786. I'm going to schedule in the 86 as well, and this looks just perfect, right? So just understand that to the extent that you are doing such, and you're ready to hammer in here, you've got people in the market who've been watching this, trading this all day, etc., and already hitting Fibonacci's. Noted, they've already been hitting drops. So to the extent that it continues to traject strongly to the upside, if you want to trade a pattern formation here, hey guys, and you trade the way you want to trade. I'm not going to tell you guys how to trade. Just don't get caught on the 25%, that gleam, right? That strong, like what we say, you guys. It's just it's just waiting there. It's 25% to the upside. Look at this patterning formation, right? I just don't want you guys getting caught. If you didn't trade, if you're just getting down to your trade desk right now, if you're kind of slowing off of work, whatever you got going on, just pay attention to the fact that one of the good things about leverage is you can always, guys, and as you guys see fit, if you're stuck on spot, if you're focused on spot, that's fine. One of the good things about leverage is you can quietly approach and peacefully approach a good trade, work on the leverage, and you can try and hit one for that goes to 2% on the screen and hits you close to 100% in your pocket, right? In terms of that 50x or something along those lines, if you really pay attention. So that's one of the benefits, and again, you do pay the price for that in terms of the increased risk. So looking at APE. A little bit of an extension there. I would prefer a completely flat top. Always looking for that flat top, guys. And the next thing is what, guys? We need buyers to step into the equation. You guys know that. Buyers just have to step into that equation. It's required. It is required. So 1, flat top. 2, buyers stepping into the equation. Boom. You guys got that. So 25% to the upside. And it's just, this is where the risk comes into the equation. It's like, is it within conformance, right? Are the buyers worried at all about this preceding level here? Let me lock these Fibonacci's down. Let me lock this down. But as we would look at this, right, as you would look at the even within the micro fibs from the preceding breakout, boom to the upside, bam. You see that 38.2 engage, right? 38.2, very bullish. I'll tell you this, that 38.2 engaging is a bullish sign, period. Anytime you see that 38.2 engage, that's a sweet spot, guys, for the bulls. So to the extent the bulls can hold it, but buyers are in the equation, period. You can see it's evidence on the screen right now, guys, that buyers are involved in the equation. Can they hold, right? Can they hold and essentially continue to demonstrate beyond 25%, guys? Beyond 25%, incredible gain, incredible opportunity today for those trading APE. Congratulations, one of the reasons I wanted to come live, guys. Good job. In terms of the specified, let's look at the 5-minute and bring this on into, let's look at BTC. And let me see what I got here on BTC. Let me see if I can dig into this patterning a little bit more in terms of those specified. There we go, specified. 38.2 indicated here, top line was a little bit frustrating in terms of this. I want to talk about what was a little difficult on BTC. This specific formation is a little bit difficult, okay? Looking at this, and this just concerned me towards the top at this level here. This was actually one that I fed to the wolves at the top here. Just that was it. It was gone. The whole thing just boom, gone. No problem. It was a good day trading, guys. Always a good day trading. In terms of this specific. And shout out to all the VIP who are trading. I hope that you guys are getting a little bit excited or inspired when you see something along the lines, just when you're able to see like a return. And yes, it is possible, guys. You can't do it to the extent of, what is the return earlier on? 257%, right? As you would formulate them. Some of those may be part of a hedge trade. I don't know, guys. You may get involved in some hedge trading. I don't know. You're going to have to tell me what you guys decide to get involved in. But what if you split the trade? What if you said, okay, I'm going to go half and half. I foresee a lot of volatility here. I'm on the brink. I'm on the break. Foresee a lot of volatility. I'm going to split it. I'm going to go hedge. I'm going to go hedge equally on each trade, and I want a move in either direction of an excess on 125x. Let's say an excess. I want to move of at least 1% in a direction. That's it. Boom. Wipe out one of the trades. Wipe me out. Liquidate part of me. And I want the other trade to go in excess of 200 or 250%. Okay. So to the extent that you guys decide to do something like that, you let me know. I'm not going to tell you guys that that's a good idea. You guys need to look at that and decide. That's a whole nother ball of wax, guys, when you decide, okay, so it's going to wipe one of the trades out. The other trade's going to produce 200, and I'm going to say my goal would be 250% at least. Very interesting, right? So you guys, I'd say that's maybe some advanced, I don't know, guys. You're going to have to be kind of advanced, guys, technical, what we say traders. You're going to have to be advanced to pull that stuff off, guys. So in terms of that, I look forward to hearing what you guys decide on that, and just let the mind begin to work a little bit. As you begin to let that mind work a little bit, have some leeway if you're going to implement that in terms of your trading strategy. Let yourself win and lose some trades. Let it just become kind of fluid. Let yourself work with that if that's what you guys want to hone in on and master in 2022 in terms of the skill set. If you want to bring that to the table, guys, let yourself have a little bit of fluidity with the exchange. Let yourself get, used to the fact that on a hedge, one or both, period, guys, or both could get liquidated. All right, so you need to understand when you get into a hedge, okay, well, great, this is perfect. I'm going to put 100 grand on each side and do it and watch both of them get liquidated potentially. Okay, so it takes this strategy to understand the breaking point to where BTC may or may not be, what type of conditions would be favorable for a hedge to play, right? For you to split, let's say I'm going to split, I don't care if it's $5, 5,000, 5 million, guys, but to the extent that you would get erased on liquidity on one side, either side, or both sides, right? Yeah, there is an approach that you can essentially, guys. Hey, we'll discuss all that later. I look forward to the VIP telling me your thoughts on a hedge trade. Okay, because they can. You can run into. I just promise you can run into a situation, guys, where your one is going to say go 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6, 7, 800%, but the other one got liquidated. Like your long went 800% and your short got liquidated, okay? And there are some different issues there with making sure that you only lost 100% of, let's say, your short. So it's about chapter, what would you say, guys? 21, right? In terms of New York Institute of Finance. You guys know this. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's the same stuff, guys, that you're already doing. It's just... it is, I don't know, maybe a little bit advanced in terms of the approach. I want to at least discuss it, guys, because who else is going to discuss this live, right? I would just say that you guys are good enough to understand the implications, good enough to know when there's probably a book on that. I'll just say that in terms of me even instructing on that or anything else, letting you guys know the potential is out there for the trades, but I'll just say, yeah, there's probably a good book on that. I would focus on the New York Institute of Finance. If you're more interested in information like that, allow me to get you guys some more information that you can learn in terms of that. I just look forward to you guys developing your skill set to where that's maybe a feasible possibility. Any day of the week, you may decide this is a really good opportunity for a hedge, right? So if anybody's going to do it, guys, I want it to be VIP. And in 2022, let's not have any roadblocks. Let's not have any, no, we can't do that or can't do this. Let's step up the game and see how much of the seemingly unconquerable of the market can be conquered by VIP. That's what I want to do in 2022. And part of that includes, guys, quick trades, in, out, right? Less time, more results in terms of leverage, precision, high precision. Right, in terms of that, guys, and not just not more risk for no reason's sake, right? To the extent that you're still on spot and you want to continue on spot, then hey, continue on spot. That is no problem with that, guys. I just like the price action. I like speeding up the price action. To me, that's where the could I say the money is in terms of the experience. I mean, in terms of the interaction with the market, I want the price to move. I want to be rewarded or I want to be punished. Just me. I want to be rewarded or my trade to be rewarded or punished based upon the movement of the price. And I don't want to have to wait 8 hours. I just don't want to have to sit there and wait 8 hours. Me, personally, I don't want to have to sit here and wait. Let's see, since this breakout of this rising wedge, I'm not real excited about waiting literally 8 hours for me to decide to stay in or not stay in. I'd like to find a pattern. I'd like to get involved in a pattern. Right, in terms of this specific feature here, in terms of that expanding, expansion that we were looking at earlier, me telling you that it would need to be a monster, right, to beat that. Typically, guys, start to look at these specified kind of expanding wedges here and see how they perform. See to the extent that you find that they're beating. That they're succeeding to the upside, or see to the extent that now we've covered one of these live, that you start to say, okay, maybe that's a good opportunity for a short, right? Just allow it to allow that to enter into the framework in terms of your kind of the I'd say, guys, that your expectations, your reasonable expectations, as much as you may read, as much as you may decide to focus or hone in on any part of a specific strategy, just another opportunity for you to hit a short. What did it hit from here? What is this? About 2%. That'll be about just under a 100% trade on 50x. So to the extent that you're you're comfortable, you're gauged in the market mood, etc. BTC is up today. We catalog that. Pardon me, guys. Do we still have an ascending? Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's go to the 15 second is a descending, but it looks like we may be in. Well, this is a good one. Here we go. Kind of a flat top. A little bit. Is it ascending? It was slightly ascending here, so it's going to push on into. Here we go. Can it be a monster? This would be interesting. Did you book a trade if you went short? Are you still long if you're long? This is just what trading is all about, guys. And not that there's not a technical good answer on the probabilities. Just understand anybody who tells you 100% it's going this way, going that way, guys, they're not dealing with rational probabilities. The probabilities are the probabilities. As you look at even a 90% probability, understand the following. What becomes inevitable with 90%? The 10%, period. And if you get in the mode of just following and pushing and this and that, and Pathfinder, shout out, what's going on, Pathfinder? How are you, brother? Now let me put Pathfinder, boom, VIP, what's up, VIP, bam, nice to see you, brother. As you look at those, I'd say those probabilities, just understand the one thing, and it's not, it doesn't need to be the time you decide to go all in, but it can be very easily. Understand that it can be. When you decide this is the strongest pattern that's been playing every single time, you don't think the market is aware, right, of what it's demonstrated to you? Absolutely, guys. Somehow, whatever that would be called, the invisible hand, however you would look at that in terms of the market, don't need to get into economists and Keynesian, whatever. Don't need to get into that. Just understand that the potential that's demonstrated to you time after time after time to incline you to go heavy, heavy, heavy. Just understand, guys, that 10% becomes inevitable. Listen, it's been 9 to 10 out of last 10 times. It's been 90+%. Right, so this one's the big one. This is going to be just understand, guys. Even if you have and I've been around some interesting guys, some good guys that have found a trade they like, and it's like, man, don't worry about the odds of this are 1 out of 1,000. 1 out of 1,000, man. I'm trading it heavy. Okay, cool. That's awesome, man. And how many times are you going to trade it? 1,000. Honestly, guys, it happens. And before you know it, they're not even really telling me that. But to the extent that that's just kind of the way to do it, I found a way to. This is guaranteed money, right? This is a 1 out of 1,000 chance. Well, the last thing you want to do is trade it 1,000 times, right? And I'm being serious here. This is not a joking matter. This is a matter where money can affect your life. I just see that, me personally, right? I see money affecting people's life like that. So just be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for kind of that mentality that wants to maximize everything, that wants to get in to that all in rush scenario where make the year happen in a day. I want the year to happen tomorrow. Guys, it's gonna be a good year when you approach the year and you understand there are a few opportunities every year, but it's that golden opportunity may not be tomorrow, guys. It may not be that tomorrow, right, that gets you there. So nice framework. Expansion, buyers picking up, Just APE is going to continue to do 25.74. Did have a 100% trade in here on the short. Noted here on that. Okay, in terms of that, we did the prior breakout into here for that 38.2. Buyers aren't letting APE go, guys. They're just not letting it go. It's 25.67 as we look at this. It's not ideally, there may be no ideally bullish right now with APE. There just may not be, guys. Look at this. Now, I guess the interesting thing is going to be on this 1 minute time frame. On the 1 minute time frame, you're going to be asked to judge an ascending channel. Okay, that's going to be the next difficulty here as buyers just continue to hammer into the market. Now we have an ascending channel. It's just at the threshold. I would think the shorts are getting interested in something along the lines like this. I did this last night. You guys know this was very interesting on, if we would go to where was this? 20, core 1 through 20. If I were to look at something like this, yeah, shorts is probably starting to get a little bit interested in something along the framework of some sort of a dedicated entry strategy to see how much it may have. Typically, things have a threshold. You guys know this in terms of targeting in up and above. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Yeah, we did this last night, and I walked you guys through, and we can leave this up. I walked you guys through GMT and that approach on GMT. Did you guys see what happened on GMT? I discussed the notion of having shorts just heavily hammered in up and above the price of GMT. You guys know that, right? And what do we see? Look at this on GMT last night. It was quite the hammer, huh? Boom, boom. Yeah. So in terms that you say, well, I don't know when that would be indicated. When would you actually use something like that? Would that ever actually work? Just setting orders for shorts up and above. Why would someone do that? Well, look at all these short orders, right? In terms of that, and I let you guys know that I had those, backed off of them. In terms of that, I didn't want to spoil the market, but you guys saw what inclined me to look at this. Boom, boom. That was a big move, a quick move, 5 minute time frame. It was up and it was down. Boom. Within 40 minutes, it was 7.82% to the upside. Within an additional, let's look at this, guys. So an additional 25 minutes, it was down 6%, about approaching 6% to the downside. Very profitable for shorts. That scheduled in properly on this move was nice, and that was on top of a pattern, right? On top of a bullish, somewhat bullish pattern, right? Looking at that, it was imperfect bull flag that we were looking at, right? Just, when does something reach the threshold that you would decide yourself to go ahead in and start really scheduling in shorts, right? It's not the intuitive. It's not the kind of gut feel. I feel this right now. There's a lot of indications, a lot of confirmations. As Sean, I know you asked me yesterday, what's the best pattern here? What's the more likely to work out? I said, read Murphy on confirmation. See what you find on confirmation. And confirmation is not just always a price line. Prior resistance moved into a level of support and a bam, move to the upside. Confirmation is all your time frames. Confirmation is all of your indicators. Confirmation is the entirety of the scope of the market, as you guys can identify that technically. So that's a big deal to just say, like, which pattern's going to win if you have one of the two. You start to look into issues like confirmation. Very, very important, guys. And it's a pleasure to have you guys with me today, guys. I appreciate the opportunity to just bring you a brief feature as we look at the market. And looking at the just a nice continual move of BTC, just hasn't wanted to give up, right? Just nice price action. Way to go, VIP. Way to go, guys. And that's our top level of membership. If you guys are not VIP, we welcome you to join our VIP. Looking at kind of a pitchfork here in terms of just that lower bound, the upper bound, right? The threshold. Line of resistance across the top here. Line of support across the bottom. We have deviated from that. Okay, we're currently looking at those. Fibonacci retracements. So let me have one sip of water real quickly, guys. I have to open up the water bottle for that to happen. 2 seconds, guys. I appreciate it. All right, thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Needed that. In terms of the framework for the 5 minute, looking at the. This is always difficult. This is a great example for me to choose right here. As we would look at it on the 5 minute, and Luke, this is a great example. Huh? As we would talk about this, and Luke and I discuss this frequently in terms of, can you borrow the preceding hitch up and along the way here to establish this specified descending wedge formation? That looks like it's in the process of forming. In addition, we had this line of support in the market, right? Looking at this, In terms of borrowing that line, it gets confusing. My point is well made in terms of a line that reacts like this, right? We could borrow that line, or we could borrow this line, or we could borrow this line, or we could borrow, in terms of these preceding levels of support, a preceding level of support, right? Or we could just borrow this preceding level of support. So this would be an example where we don't really have a clean feature in terms of a nice place to park our ultimate level of support, right? Or ultimate line of support. We just don't have that. So out of an abundance of caution, if I find something in a larger time frame like the 5 minute, just based on what I've seen in the market, you guys let me know what you think, what you've seen. But I'm willing to go with a larger time frame and a major, I'd say a major level of support like this. But we still have a bit of confusion, right? And to the extent that that can become something that the market looks at as, let's say, at least expressing a level of uncertainty, to the extent that we have a level of uncertainty that most of the times is correlated with a risk. Okay, so uncertainty does bring risk in the market. If you have a guaranteed, I just always think of an annuity, me personally, like an annuity is guaranteed, and it's guaranteed to pay very little, right? And like you get rewarded for risk quite a few times, but we don't want too much uncertainty, particularly as you guys are trying to book positive trades. It's a bit counterintuitive that we would look at trying to expose ourselves to risk and trying to have a level of consistency amongst the trades, right? Backup cash, backup reserve capital becomes crucial in terms of that. So, in terms of a potential for a bull flag, yeah, we're having to dig deeply into this specific hitch here, but it could be. Let's see if we can get there from another approach in terms of just a parallel channel carry down, parallel channel, boom, carry down. It's close, right? As we look at that carry down function between this specific, and I would give more credence to a preceding level of support like this if it were confluent and if it were matching up within a degree of tolerance, right? Threshold of tolerance with that top line resistance. So it's not perfect, but it's within. I'd say it's within regard that we could definitely look at least keep on the radar the possibility for us to have a nice bull flag, right? A bull flag would be nice. We'd like to see a completion and really, to tell you the truth, a rejection here, another hit along the support, so resistance to support move to have a classical definition of a bull flag. You guys know that, and I like the ones that compute, right, that match up classically to the bull flag. You don't have to hit every trade in the market. You do not have to hit every trade in the market. You guys know that. It's just hitting. It's kind of like hitting the ones that matter, right? Let's take a look at APE. Here we go. Just want to check it out, guys. And in terms of all these, let's see, markers here. Let's just clean up APE all together 100%. I can leave those up there just to see how the strategy would have worked out or would work out, right? In terms of streaming, I'm on with you guys, so I'm not going to be setting up a bunch of orders. Let me see, listening while driving. What's going on, guys? VIP, let me know what's going on with you guys in the chats. Would like to hear what's going on to you. Yeah, APE just muscling, guys, muscling up. It's just, if you can beat one, I said if you beat one, this thing's going to be a monster. Now it's trying to beat, in terms of this expansion and the wedge, it's trying to beat two of them. It's just, yes, to the extent that we have a flat top here with an expanding level of support, we're going to look at the variable time frames in terms of those levels of variability. Just something else, guys. APE is just gone. It's gone APE, guys. Up now 25.82%. Does it have 30% in it? That would be nice to see. I know that you guys have been trading frequently on APE. A lot of you hold 3L coins from lower positions. Congratulations, guys. We did identify the preceding top on APE. You guys know that preceding top after its launch here. Boom. That was a big top to identify. Right then, a flat top again. Identified a flat top. Buyer step into the market, and seeing this, just a real difficult breakout of an ascending triangle, guys. That's a difficult breakout of an ascending triangle. In terms of whether or not APE is being kind to you, if you've lost some trades on APE, you need to look at this technically, guys. It is, it looks like it's rewarding the holders, unless the holders, get in today, potentially, right? Just some strange technicals. Look at that 4 hourly versus the daily. It's been quite a ride. It's the good thing is, I like this, guys. It's encouraged you to trade, right? And to that extent, we'll always be happy if something gives us the opportunity to trade. Bottom line, having to hunt the time frames essentially now, and I may have found a decent time frame on the 5 minute. The 5 minute may be a nice expression of a bull flag right now. So that 5 minute may have been like the key to this trade. So you'd have to hunt your time frames to find the key to a trade. Well, what if the other time frame is the padlock, right? Honestly, guys, because you're going to say, well, we found this on the 5-minute. Now it's nice to find it, but then when you find the secondary, I'd say that whatever's in the secondary in terms of that, in terms of the complicating factors, like you either find the golden key or you find the padlock, right? You find the solution, you find the problem, right? If there's a bull flag that's indicated on the 5-minute, then you start to discuss, okay, well, what about the other ones? I mean, we can fit the narrative. We can definitely fit the narrative to whatever the bullish, say, well, the bulls are plugged in right now to the 5-minute, let's go. You could do that to the extent that, it's at any point in time, the Achilles heel is hiding out on the 1 minute or the 3-minute or something, or the 15-second or the 5-second. It's just, that's why the word confirmation exists. Right? Confirmation, the agreement amongst all the time frames, the technical indicators to get everything going in the same direction. Green means go, right? So to the extent that we have differentiation, just take that as risk. Take the bull flag on the 5-minute as an indication that is, is made difficult on that 1-minute time frame. We do have this rising wedge. We're up and above a rising wedge right now on the 1 hourly. Just good technicals to look at, guys, because that rising wedge there, let's go to the 4 hourly. Looking at that rising wedge, boom, resistance support. That resistance support, that's I'm going to have a target, I'm going to have a downside target. I just am. And you guys do trade a lot, it doesn't have to ever get reached, right? Ever. It never, right? It has to get reached. That specific, let's just say the 23. Let me go ahead and let me go through this, and I just kind of, I don't know, when I make a discussion point in terms of will it ever go to $23.03 again? Whew, I don't know, guys. You think APE will ever go to $23.03? Sometimes it doesn't, right? But as I say that, it's just like, well, it's just, it's not that far, right? It's within the realm of possibility. What I'm looking at is the peak of this specific rising wedge, and I'd like to look at peaks. I like to look at that. The market is focused on that to the extent that they do play well, and I want to really fashion this specific rising wedge up nicely to the extent that I may lower that target just a touch in terms of a downside potential target, and we would thereafter look at an issue like not necessarily just shorting on 50x. That's it. No, you may look at your Fibonacci's, the way that your Fibonacci's may line up with that level, right? This specific level. Would it be an indication that potentially you could foresee at least getting to it? It's an interesting point here, guys. Please wrap your mind around this as we would look at this for the potential of the let's just say the framework, and it's quite a wedge, guys. Let me make sure this is the best time frame. Let me look at the this specified, and we have a few different wedges in play right now. Let's go on the hourly. Let's go on the hourly, and the point I'll be proving is the following. And I hope you guys can wrap around this specific point. Okay, to the extent that you would have an expectation for a return on any wedge, not just specifically this one, and I'll mark this up at 2288. To the extent that you would have some sort of a return to function expected at this specific peak, that you would say, well, at least it's a bearish feature. At least you would think that there's let's say there's a chance, a decent chance, if not a probability. Maybe it may depend on overall market conditions as to whether or not you would consider it a chance or a probability, right? Okay, the overall market may affect that, right? We may be in somewhat of a bearish mode where 90% of the trades are going back down, guys, to, let's say, to the peak, right, or to the body of the wedge, right? It's something that's beyond guesswork. It is occurring, right? So the mood of the market, the framework of the overall entirety of the crypto market, of the equities, etc., could be affecting you to where it's beyond a chance to a probability. But what you would look at, and I just want to framework this, is the extent to which you might work with your Fibonacci extensions, yes, but in concert thereof, you may also look for those Fibonacci extensions. So you may want to say, well, if I can find a confluence between, wrap your mind around this, guys, if I can find a confluence between a Fibonacci extension, which we don't have on the chart right now, we could go to that extent, but I want you to understand the likelihood that we could find a confluence between this peak and a Fibonacci normal retracement, right? So throwing in the extensions is another part of the equation, right? We would look for an upside target in line with those extensions, right? But we would also, after we do that, we would want to see potentially it could help us in determining our upside targets. Everyone wants to know, like, when do I sell, right? That's the bottom line, is when do you get to that all-time high? And looking at that, we'd be able to potentially structure in line with the Fibonacci extensions. It's additional work right now. I want to make this point, get back to BTC if possible. So looking at the structure of the current price where we are, we may find a confluence between, there may be a confluence, just note this, between this Fibonacci retracement and this peak, if this is one of your targets, right? Easily stated, guys, in terms of that. And we'll see. That'd be something I would want to really spend some time on beyond just a quick stream to update everybody on technicals, look for a trade, etc. Right? So I think you guys understand that return function, we'd want to look at whether or not that's going to demonstrate to your target, downside target at any point in time. Can it demonstrate or align with a Fibonacci retracement? Right? Easy stuff, right? We look for that confluence. We definitely look for that confluence. So looking at that 5 minute, again, we're up and out of another ascending triangle. Who's short? Anybody short on APE? I don't know, guys. It's going to the moon. So let's go ahead and enhance this ascending wedge a bit here on the fact that let's say on the 1 minute time frame. We go to the candle wicks. We could demonstrate all of this specific action. And I say encapsulate all of the price action. And there's just, once you get into detailed trading, you guys know why we spend so much time on trading, because a lot of you guys are really, really scheduled into and really focused on, just really, heavily focused on the, the highline details, guys, the most advanced technicals that you could bring to the game, guys, because you got a lot riding on it, right? Some of you guys just have your, say your, I don't know, your involvement in the market riding on it, right? You just have, the fact you're in the market. That's writing, right? That you're right. You want to book those trades, and that's the best way to participate in the market. So if you've been long on APE, congratulations, been easy, right? Looking at this, what are you up now? 28% to the upside. And at some point, is she going to quit? I don't know, guys. She's got a lot of steam going on there. A lot of steam going on. And let's see what we got in terms of GMT rolling around. Now, those shorts, it's nice. Nice to see that after mentioning yesterday. BTC, looking for the potential. I have an alert set on BTC for a possible micro bull flag formation. We'll keep an eye on that. BTC has had some great price action today. Congratulations to all the VIP that have been trading, 1.9%. Different trades flowing through. The more focused you are, guys, I like the 257% today trade. That was earlier in the morning. And then I let people know I fed it to the wolves, whatever the next trade, the trade thereafter was. Just the more distracted I get, guys, it's just liquidation is a possibility, if not part of the plan. I discussed that earlier as well in terms of the notion of a hedge trade. Would you ever enter a long and a short at the same time, expecting that long or short that didn't get liquidated? If you could plan on one getting liquidated and the other to go, let's say 150, 160, 200%, you do that every time. Wouldn't you guys? As long as your liquidation, is limited to 100%, right? So, congratulations to all the VIP, right? As we discussed those things in 2020, at least we're discussing them, right? That's a cool discussion to have. Okay, cool. So you mean I could have a trade that's going to go to zero, and I want the other trade to go up more than 100%. Or like 150 or 200%. Okay, cool, right? Cool. I'm excited that we're able to have those discussions here, guys. That's a cool framework to cool. I'd say a good area to launch into some discussions. And I don't know, guys. We may need some real pros like you guys to let me know what you think about that stuff. Bottom line, that's some good stuff. I just laugh because we should go to we'll just go to your broker, guys. Ask him. I really got a question for you. All right, I'm trading Bitcoin. I need to know. All right, look, I got a hedge. I'm hedging at 125x. I need to know what are the perfect situations where I can enter in and expect one of the trades to liquidate and the other one to cover, say, at least 150 to 250%. I need your answer. What do you think? Your financial advisor is going to be like, excuse me. Maybe he had a great answer. I would just love to hear that because they don't always trade. The ones I've met around here, they just don't like to trade much, but they may not be. I always thought about doing that for a test. Might as well try. Yeah, and you just need it to be, unidirectional. You need a lot of volatility. You need the thing to move, and it needs to, it's capable of wiping you out in two directions. I'll just tell you that. So if you try just baby steps with it, guys, it's not. It is not. It's some advanced tactics that we can work around. We can figure out some. some opportunities there somehow. I'm sure we can. We'll figure out a strategy, right? But I want you guys, if you can develop that strategy, let me know. I'd love to know that. If you guys have the willingness or wherewithal to step off into that adventure, I'm going to say it's going to be an adventure, Pathfinder. Yeah, I look forward to hearing what you have to say. So digging into the rising wedge on APE, we're just stuck on APE right now because it will not quit. And that's just going to keep rolling, to the upside over this level of resistance, right? You're up 20. What are you at? 28%. I mean, there is no threshold. There is nothing that can stop APE right now, right? We have this 5-minute upside target from this specific, I'm going to say, bull flag to the upside. And that would take you all the way to the peak there. That'd be interesting in terms of as measured here. This is interesting. Making me wonder here. Let me see what I can get here. Boom. Let's call that the bull flag real quickly. Let's measure this move to the upside. Boom, bam. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? You guys trading? You long? Who's long on APE? Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see what I got going on here on the second screen. Who's long on APE? I bet a lot of people have gotten into the mix with APE. I mean, I'd imagine everybody. Wouldn't it just be that everybody's buying APE right now? Well, what do you guys think? They're all going to make money? What do you guys think? Everybody's buying APE. They're all going to make money right now. Everybody's getting off work right now. They see it up. I mean, this must be the golden opportunity of 2022, guys. It's up 28%. No, it's quitting time around the United States of America. I bet everyone's going to get into it now and make money. What do you guys think? Possible, right? Possible, but probable. We're going to have to see what APE does. We're in a bearish pattern right now. Resistance, support. Okay, we have some dynamics where APE does not want to let go. If you missed the 28% move today, hey, relax and maybe you can hit a trade, right? Maybe you hit a small trade, maybe do some leverage, maybe you hit a spot trade. That'd be great, guys. We'd love to hear you guys spot trading, etc. as you would get into things. Never overexposed, and guys, that includes on your risk and your leverage, guys. You can't be overexposed on that leverage, guys. You know that. You gotta take all that with a grain of salt, right? In terms of that, you gotta manage it responsibly. Nothing is it's not going to be too good to be true, guys. It's just not. There's always going to be that other side of the coin that you guys got to look at. Let's dig in. Let's dig into this. Give it 1 second. What are you going to do, Abe? What do you got going on? What do you got? What do you got? What do you got? Looks like a bullish expression there. You want the buyers to step in. You got a flat top going. What do you got? Show me something. Now, you'll see how these lines move. Okay, you'll see how in between. Let's go to the one. Where are we? Within on the 15-second. Okay, up and over just barely. Okay, that's fine. I'm cool with those lines. See, up and out. This is just interesting on this specific. On the 5-second, this is all up and out of that line of resistance. On the 5-second, this price action. Make sure this is on a big screen TV. Here you go, guys. On the 1 second, it's all included within the line of resistance. You guys see that? You see that? That's dangerous, guys. That's a dangerous component of trading view. When you're supposed to be exact and operate on technicals, you have to understand the difference between the 5 seconds and the 1 second. The answer as to why it's like that, I don't think it's a good answer, guys. I really don't. And we pay a lot more attention than the average, I'm going to say the average investor. I would just think, first of all, because we try to trade, and maybe not to fundamentals, and maybe not to, 10Ks and 10Qs, whatever they may be, the annual reports or whatnot. But in terms of a corporation, like maybe we're not reviewing those every day. But in terms of the trading, the technicals, at least technical analysis, we're very tuned in to the technicals frequently. You guys know that. So looking at a potential flat top, and the question begins: if you can't trust that line of resistance, can you trust these lines here? Right? You got to ask yourself that. These are valid questions. So all a good reminder to never be overexposed. Expect, believe it or not, guys, when your trend lines change on the 5-second, this is up and out of, look at this, guys, this is up and out of this line of resistance across this on the wedge. On the 1 second, it's all within, right? So, yeah, expect a trade to be kind of taken from you somehow, just with a bad technical. Maybe you misread something, quote unquote, you misread it, right? So just expect the imperfections in the market. Maybe that's the best way to put it, guys. Expect those imperfections and expect them to have consequences you trade. Now, if you always stay on the 1 second, it's going to be nearly impossible to do that and draw your trend lines. It just is. So to the extent that you get variation at the lowest time frame, which is where we like to hunt sometimes, right? It's just where we like to hunt. Just be prepared, guys. Just be prepared, okay? So APE looks like she's doing what APE has been doing, trying to move to the upside. Always make sure that you guys are aware of whether or not you're operating on market or operating on limit, okay? As APE is trying to push up along that level of resistance, okay, and differentiate it on the 5 second versus the 1 minute, etc., right? And in terms of the potential for the moves, let's look at where she's at right now, 28.66%. Let's flash back over to BTC and take a look at BTC with a move to the upside, hoping for that downward channel formation, right? BTC having a great day, guys, having a great day, 1.56% to the upside, 39,000, pushing that $40,000 mark. Very important, $40,000 mark. Hugely important, guys, as you structure out your trades, etc. Looking at Luna as well, APE, pushing that top line, DOGE at that golden pocket, looking for positive action on DOGE, SHIB right here in that triangulation on the daily. Along support SHIB. You guys know that. So will APE continue to just hammer to the upside? Can it continue this upward drag along this resistance? Just bam. Can it keep pushing up? Is there an opportunity for a quick short? Is there anything bullish that we see in the framework right now? Looks like the buyers are pushing. Looks like they're pushing. It just does, doesn't it, guys? Looks like they're pushing. Now, quite a lot, I'd say. They're just not giving up. Can we get into a bullish structure here? That's going to be the question. As you look at a drop, well, can you get into a bullish structure? Can you get into some sort of a framework of a bull flag? And if we're continuing to go up, what else might be in the cards here? As you're looking at, well, it wouldn't take much to get us into I'd say a wedge, right? It wouldn't take much to get us into a bull flag. So before you plan out your next big, huge short on something that just doesn't continue to stop, it just continues to the upside, always look at the pattern formation that may be up and coming next to achieve that additional move to the upside, right? And work with the pattern here. Work with the next move. Work with the next bullish structure that the market is looking at. Get into the active technicals of the market. Right? The market's looking at this right now. We don't have that line of resistance yet. We have a tighter line of resistance in here, right? Real boxed in, real tight in terms of this specific move. Let me go ahead and lock down this level of resistance on the top, that wedge formation. Now, is that a beautiful technical formation? No, it's not even. That's not even close to being like textbook, right? That's not what we look in terms of it being textbook. It's just buyers are refusing to capitulate. So we're going to continue to watch APE. Can buyers continue just to muscle this thing up? They have thus far, guys. They have thus far. We're up and over a quote-unquote bearish pattern. And it's nice because we normally say here, expect some price action. We like to expect some price action up and above a line of resistance on a rising wedge. We just do. So to the extent that you guys are familiar with that, I'd say that componentry of a rising wedge, that yes, typically it's bearish, but we do expect price action up and above. And to the extent that you guys traded today, congratulations. Way to go, guys. You don't have to catch all the price action. That's not always required. To the extent that you guys have caught a few good trades, I'm excited about that. And to the extent that you're enhancing your trade game in 2022, that's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. Take it day by day, trade by trade, 100 rounds. As I say, 100 rounds, right? So congrats to all the VIP who are in the hunt right now. And I know you guys have your Bedrock holdings. I know you guys have, like, you own like Angel owns Bitcoin at $7.79, right? As you would look at your Bedrock holdings, whether it's that or it's Luna or it's Solana or it's it could be everything from SHIB to DOGE to whatnot. Guys, just maintain, I'd say, balance. And if I could recommend one thing, look at that sucker shoot up. Way to go. Way to go, APE. That's muscle, guys. That's pure APE muscle. Just in the house. Very nice. Love to see it. And I'm just further impressed. It's going to waste out those shorts. It's just wasting the shorts. What do you guys think? Literally just hammering the shorts. Literally, there is no going back, is there, guys? It's just, what did you wake up to do today? Not short APE is the correct answer. Without a doubt, that is the correct answer right now, is to not short APE. That's what I woke up to do today. Good. You did well. Huh? Anyone who is hammered into these, just if it can completely lay waste to another rising wedge and continue the upside, it's going to be phenomenal. Now, we do have an incoming target. The incoming target that we would look at in terms of this bull flag. Okay, and I would pay attention to this specific move, and it may be a bit different time frames are going to settle this up differently. But yeah, we are at nearly a target for that bull flag. That could make a difference, guys. In terms of achieving that specific target, that may be a specific line that decides to engage. And these are just some different hurdles to cross through to the extent you guys are looking for upside targets that we found a complication therein with this formation. Yep, yeah, be prepared for that as well. And yeah, today is one of those days you could literally go, you've reached your target, I'll say that, but you could literally go absolutely just 0 to zilch, or nearly 0 to infinity, guys, on your trades. You've done very well, right? In terms of the long approach down, APE has just been fantastic. The targets to the downside, it's very dangerous to short anything like this that just wants to continue to go. That's muscling to the upside. We have 30%, 31%. Yeah, we had 30% in us. I questioned that earlier on. And it's just there is no pattern that you can put in front of this machine in terms of APE that will stop it. It's phenomenal. Way to go, guys. If you're trading and you're pushing and it's moving, it has turned into a monster. This 30+%, 35%, etc., guys, in terms of what it may have, if it gets into the 40s, it's literally going to be one of those days that we will look back on. And bam, to any of the naysayers on APE, congratulations, guys. What is up? That's some cash, guys. That is huge. That is a huge move. Congratulations, guys. Very, very important in terms of the price action. Very important in terms of this overall price action. Just laying waste to the notion that you've got anything to worry about in terms of upside price action. But I'll let you guys let me know about your trades. Just hugely indicated, guys. So can we get more price action to the upside? That would be just phenomenal. Is there something that we're looking at in terms of an upside? I'd say a level of exposure even from here, potentially stacked. It's just not going to do it, guys. This is the target. You're over target. You are literally over target, operating potentially from a downside. Let's take a look at where we're at on APE. Currently at $25.64, and you're over target. You just are. As a matter of fact, can she demonstrate some additional technical formations? Can we do it, guys, in terms of continuing to go to the upside? Now, in terms of chasing the trade, I never recommend you guys chase anything. I just never recommend you guys chase any price action to the upside without an appropriate pattern, right? Always looking for that technical approach. Always looking for, let's just dig into this specific formation. And just hugely important. It's just in terms of those technical parameters that you're looking at, some sort of formation that you can say, yes, this is bullish, yes, this is bearish, etc. And yeah, just absolutely laying waste to the market. Just hugely important in terms of the guys' opportunity that APE has given you guys today. Just congratulations to everybody who's trading. What's up? Continuing to push up, 25.96. Just a good day to be long on APE, guys. Way to go for anybody who is sitting with an underwrite. I know that I think, Freddie, you've got some underlying 3Ls. I think a lot of you guys have gotten had some different entries at lower levels. Just huge. Just kill the shorts, man. Just kill the shorts. Just continue to kill the shorts. That's all she's doing right now, guys. Continue. Can she make it up through this? It would be fantastic. I'm very happy that I did not set limit orders at each and every one of those levels. I chose not to. Congratulations to everybody who is powering through those right now. Huge day. Kill the shorts. Literally, kill the shorts, guys. It's literally off the map. Boom. Look at this, guys. Look at this. 39%. APE at 39%. Glad we are streaming. What's going on, guys? Anybody in along? Way to go, VIP. Way to go, guys. Hope you guys are trading. Very excellent. You just wiped out every short in the book. Literally. Boom. Huge moves to the upside, guys. Hugely important. Up 40% on the day. Very excited we decided to stream. What's going on? VIP. Way to go, guys. Very impressive in terms of the overall, guys. Just awesome. Very impressive. Someone must have hit the right button, guys, and that is just it's an impressive day, guys. Very impressive day. It's just whoever's on this, guys, is really just I just say whoever's trading, right, guys? Very important in terms of that. And looking at the let's say dynamics of play, guys, we just have to remind everybody that it's 41% up and over multiple bearish structures. You just couldn't throw anything at it. It turned into a monster. It continued to go. This was a bullish framework. It's just, guys, there is some mojo in APE today. You guys know this. Some big-time mojo in terms of APE today. Just, wow. Congratulations to all the VIP who are trading, who have underlying, I'd say underlying, any type of underlying positions, just hugely important. And that's just, guys, it's just, wow. Glad that we decided to stream anybody. I know, I think of Freddie, because I believe Freddie's got an underlying 3L position on APE. Congratulations, Freddie. We would love to hear from you and see how that's going. Let's see what we got here. Look at that. Just I brought up the notion that you could short through these areas. It decided to absolutely, I didn't do it, guys. I didn't enter the limit orders, etc. But it's going to use any of the shorts essentially as levels of support. So that is going to be, I think I just shorted out my computer on accident, but that's what it's going to do to the shorts. Literally just boom, guys. Very impressive. As you look at that, just killer, guys. Way to go. 40% to the upside. Oh man, just awesome, guys. Way to go, APE. Gotta say it. Just not particularly a huge fan of the project. I have to say that. Me personally, not a particularly huge fan of the project. And a lot of people do think that it could cause harm to the entirety of crypto. I would like to see what you guys think about that. It could, even Vlad, from as we look at a potential bull flag formation here. That doesn't mean you can't trade it necessarily, but a lot of people do think that the Bored Ape Yacht Club could indeed cause some harm to crypto overall. So to the extent that could happen, I mean, I don't know what to say, guys. That's not an opinion that I'm really I'd say ready to express. But to the extent that is the case, then what do we say, guys? I say this. I guess it's up for discussion with VIP, etc. Whatever your context is, guys. Let's see what we got. I see some people are actually just doing a review on APE right now. Some people are selling their APE, Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs and putting it into APE coin. So that's some of what's been going on today. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Just doing a review here on the side to see what we got going on. And what a trajectory. $26, right? $26. People are starting to think. Altcoin Livestream is what we talked about. APE pending. I don't like some of these. What do we got here? Let me take care of this. Boom. Boom. Now, if you missed, what's the coolest thing about this, guys? If you missed any of the price action, what is it up? 36%. Guys, the coolest thing is you guys can sit down and you can book a trade for 35, 36%. Just with frequency. I like to say with frequency, you can do that. This one for this morning, 257%. Do they all go that way? No, guys. They just don't. It's part of the market. It's part of the some of you guys may hold position from a much lower level. Maybe you're not interested in trading. Maybe that's not even why you're plugged in at all. But to the extent that you want to recreate a loss or a gain of 35%, man, you could do that in you guys with the skills you've got, you could do that with in a matter of minutes, right? Literally can with the ability to kind of accelerate the price action. And you don't want to miss a day like this, but it's a great example as we would look into the framework of like APE, something that's just literally gone APE, right? In terms of the dynamics here. Now we're up and above that specific, and I don't even want to talk about a downside price target. It just is one. I'm just going to stick with pure technicals to see whether or not we can reachieve this peak. If so, it becomes quite interesting just in terms of the ability of the market to lay waste to the notion of shorts. Guys, when you're on short, you need to be careful if something's running this heavily. You just do. It can completely eliminate a position and traject up and over and then reward. Well, if it just had gotten in right here or right here or right here, right? That second guess is just always possible, guys. And it just it demonstrates, right now, as we look at this 33%, this potential back off here, we're demonstrating the technicals remarkably well, right? In terms of a potential return to even this peak target. Absolutely, guys. From what standpoint? From where would you decide to enter? Right? We're looking at the notion of like the short wasn't a bad idea at all, was it? Like hello, not at all. Let's check this out. But from what point of what entry? Well, we can talk about some targeting techniques. 6.64% drop to the downside. Hugely, a huge move, right? That's a big move. Backing off from that 40+% to the 33.5% is a big deal. Now, are we technically required? This we'll get into. Are we technically required to reachieve this specific target, guys? Within the threshold, as you see the market fit. But this is a great training exercise. Don't you guys? I really feel like it's a great trainer in terms of the market as it's going to the upside to somewhat recognize this lower level. Now we could get into I'd say this deviation here. Now we had the issues with the lower levels, right? To the extent that we would be looking at stretching this out in terms of the dynamic for this rising level of resistance to include this zone here, to raise this target up to threshold here, and that was the lower target here on the candle wicks. That's within threshold, guys. That is a technical, I say a measurable technical that we would include in the market. Just be prepared, guys, always for the moves to the upside, moves to the downside, and understand. We were just discussing this yesterday in the stream. The market is not supposed to be your friend, right? You're not supposed to get it right all the time. When you do get it right, it's sweet, isn't it? And it's part of what makes trading, guys. So in terms of that, looking for this, I'd say we're still looking at another bull flag. Now we're heading, and this is the question, this looks like an ascending triangle right here. Ascending triangle framework wants to be respected. Buyers, can they step in? Just real aggressive price action. Congratulations all the VIP who are trading. This is price action. We asked for it. We got it. This is just big time deal. Looking at just look at the side news to try and see what's what people are trying to get involved in. And it's just I don't know. It's interesting, huh? Elon just bought Twitter, right? He just bought Twitter. If you guys have any other kind of news, what may be going on, it's just interesting, huh? The NFTs, this and that, Ape coin. I don't know. Very interesting. I know they have that NFT button. Interesting. They do. Ascending triangle in play here. If you guys are looking for a trade, the trade has been all day against anything that's bearish. We say that with the understanding that anyone who really nailed this top did well on a short. No kidding, guys. And are these been hiding out over here? I guess they have been. I don't know how they just popped back up. This was the original idea, but you just have to see. You would have had to been prepared and then over-prepared, essentially, in terms of any structured in. And that's always a quick draw for me. I'll just say a quick draw. In terms of that, I normally like to, if I ever look at a short, I like to get down to the measurement of the specific levels and include something within the measurement of the specific levels that would accommodate this specified level or the specified leverage involved. Okay, and there's an equation there that is not necessarily simplistic, right? And something we would definitely look forward to discussing, maybe even even actually directly with you guys, see what you think about what your approaches are on scheduled, I'd say scheduled orders in with the just the leverage componentry and your targets to achieve said orders, right? Definitely a scaling and approach that would differ upon your level, your potential level of, let's say your chosen leverage. So looking at this right here, one of the approaches that we could look at is identifying an interim range. Let's just talk about this. Let's get into something that makes sense here for everybody. You guys are new to the channel. We appreciate you guys, but not a lot of people just stop by and visit, so we get to have some good discussions. Right? Let's look at the Fibonacci extensions. Let's look at the Fibonacci extensions. Let's just do this for instance. Let's just do this for an instance. This is just a random for instance here. I want to go to the 161.8 is a key feature. If you guys know, the 161.8 is a key discussed feature very frequently, guys. If you look at the 161.8, they're all over that 161.8. Very interesting. Now you would have the issue to discuss what would be your extension breakdown if you didn't want to just do a 1 through 20. If you actually wanted to look into, let's say, a specified extension target technique like what I just have demonstrated on the map here, and you could have had 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. That's it, just 4 levels of shorts up above, right? That's all you would have had to do, and bam, you're right into that 200. Okay, so that would be one of the approaches as well. So, okay, I would compound in 1, 2, 3, 4 levels at the 200 and go back for a target drop to, let's say, this peak. All right, just a technique, guys. Just one of the techniques that you can look at, and we could just verify with just in terms of the structural componentry of the market, the technicals as presented to us, where the opportunity was to quick trade this, boom, to slam into the market and just do an uppercut, bam. You know, work on maybe you prefer to short. Some people do. Some people prefer to long. Some people are good at setting quick orders up and above. You could have, let's say this, you could have worked on this facet. I'm going to say this to the extent that the retracements that we had drawn out are a little bit up and beyond, right? As we would talk about, I'll just say this: it's above and beyond what anybody would reasonably be expected to do. Bam, 20 orders of shorts up and above, right? I just tell you, right? If we start doing this, I'll just discuss this with you guys because you're VIP and I know you trade. To the extent that we would start to actually do the extensions like this and expect a direct hit, boom, right on the 200. I mean, you guys may be trading, right? And I know you're trading, but to the extent that you start to really hammer in on something that's overly aggressive, and I have no idea if Elon himself could be sitting in the back with hitting the buy button. I mean, we don't know, right? Between his people with Twitter, etc. Like there could be some purchase orders that come in and completely evaporate any of the shorts. So to the extent that you're understanding the concepts here, that's the important thing. That you make your own decisions is paramount, guys. I want you guys to make your own decisions in the market, at least understand the concepts that we're discussing, those Fibonacci extensions, right? As we would lay them out, and I've just chosen for this move here, I've chosen the low to this high to this low, boom, right? As we would look at that, that provided us a good framework for that hit on the 200, right? That hit on the 200 wound up being and it's interesting, I'll discuss this, within the framework of a 200, anytime you think of a 200, what do you get on the extensions? And let's talk about this real quickly. It is important, right? We would be discussing the repeat of a flagpole, right? We would essentially be discussing a repeat of a flagpole, which is important because it's telling us the 200 move is essentially 200% of the preceding move, right? So to the extent that we're right on with that 200, just understand that that's indicative of a repeat, right? That flags flat half mass is a repeat of this, and it really we're looking at a 200%. So it's a double. It's really a double of that. In the intuition, you know, we have to go to the lower level on this, guys. We just have to, because we're repeating a double, really. So the 100% is going to get us up to that next level. Let me make sure of that on the extensions. 100% is going to be a repeat of the preceding move, 100%. And I think we actually scoped that out. We were up and above that without a doubt. Let me get into this. Boom, 100%, bam. That's it. That was the breakout of the specific rising wedge. That level here, boom, preceding bull flag. Now for the additional, I mean, unless we count this as a secondary feature and flag formation, and bam, we're moving that to the upside, right? We have to look at the lower levels on this to actually see what in the heck just happened, guys, because I know this on the 4 hourly. You guys understand on the 4 hourly, we're dealing with the ascending triangle. Now, there is a contraindication on this. This reminds me of the very beginning of SHIB. Let's talk through this in terms of that upside target. And in terms of the, in terms of the, the technicals, it's just it's an ever evolving. Let's sit down and master this. If you guys decided to or conquer this, if you guys decided to set up your trades in advance and to spend a lot of time on APE, congratulations. We have identified this level of resistance and support, right? Ascending line of support and the resistance. Now that threshold was met, guys. Pardon me. That was met. Boom, move to the upside. Now we're well up and above that. So to the extent that we're operating extraordinarily up and above that, I would invite you to go to the daily. All right, I would invite you to go to the daily, and this would be the other feature. And this happened when SHIB went, guys. If you guys remember SHIB, and just laser focus into this if you can. In terms of SHIB, we had something like this when it first hit the markets. Okay, we had and that was in 2021 when it hit the primary markets. We had a consolidation on a time frame. This is on the daily. It contraindicates the daily contraindicates the 4 hourly on this. 4 hourly, we have a flat top and an ascending triangle. So on the daily, we do have this. We have, I would suppose this is the problem with this, guys. This is the issue with this. So if the technicals have been a little bit difficult, just look at this, guys. We had a pour down. So the pour down event, essentially, bam, big drop, right? To the extent that it would be implied, and we still have a green candle. So I guess we have. I just remember when it first came out, it wasn't. But they did, didn't they? Huh? As we look at this, who traded it first day? Did you guys trade the first day? In terms of those technicals, who traded APE the first day? I know that a lot of the Board Ape Yacht Club members who got that initial assessment of that airdrop, they decided to liquidate it in the market. Boom. All right. So as we look at the all-time high, let's discuss this because I know for a fact that happened. People just made millions in no time. Looking at this, the all-time high was 220, but it was boom, a huge liquidation event. If you guys recall that, I remember the stories in terms of people who had even borrowed NFTs, etc., who had just made millions just from borrowing an NFT, got the airdrop tokens and liquidated them into the market. So whether or not we have a green candle or a red candle, we'll take a look at that as we discuss this specific technical on the daily. Looking at the daily, move to the upside, symmetrical consolidation. And now the move to the upside, to the extent that we didn't start, we can say this for certain, we didn't start at ground zero. To the extent that it could be implied, and we would just say, well, we could look at the framework of recapturing this move here. This would be the best solution that I know of as to why we're parked right where we are right now. Okay, irrespective of whether or not we count the initial liquidation of APE, NFT holders, etc. And we can count that as a negative or positive then for the broader market or the individualized market for them, etc. That I think operated very heavily against the common traders in the market. If you guys will remember that initial listing of APE, boom, it wasn't. In my mind, it's a liquidation. Okay, so to the extent that we have an implied upward move here on the daily, this is something I've just kind of reserved in the back and haven't really brought it to the attention of everybody. Just haven't. APE's been one of those coins that's kind of been on the back burner of, I'd say, of like GMT. We've been really heavily focused on. It's been a 30x in like 30 days. So, but to the extent that we had this framework of an implied move, right? An implied move to the upside with this pennant formation here, and to the extent that that has completed to the upside, that would, as we just looked at, would be a 100% right move of that on the extensions. All right, not the 200 that we just saw, but it would explain where we're at right now. It would explain a ground zero to the pennant resistance as measured and repeated. Okay, bam, recomplete to the upside of this implied flagpole. It's just, it is a move that measures out. So to the extent that that explains exactly what we were heading to, power to it, guys. It can be discussed whether or not the original first day was a liquidation or whether or not it was just part of an overall move to the upside, period. So that would be the technical componentry. And honestly, that daily feature contradicts the 4-hourly feature. The 4-hourly feature was broken, right? As we would look at this, the 4-hourly feature was broken by APE. And I'm just discussing the technicals, but this solid flat line resistance along the top, bam, hugely within expectations with an ascending line here that we would hold this boom move to the upside. So to the extent that we haven't, and it's been a little unkind in terms of the technicals, the mixed technicals, it has provided an incredible opportunity for those who have been invested in APE. And we'll just look at the golden pocket. Let's go through something very simple. From the golden pocket hit to the upside, about 171% in 39 days. Now, we've been focused on GMT. What did GMT do in 39 days? GMT went 30x, right? So even from this bottom line, let's say the initiation, let's look at here, 200 to 300% in a month plus. GMT went 30x, right? So we're dealing with some different, I'd say some different componentry. Looking at why GMT has had our attention quite a bit. So in a month, that's gone. X percentage, okay, 200 to 300%. You guys can nail a trade. That's 257% today. You guys can nail a trade. I'm confident that you guys can nail a trade for 100 or 200%. So it's nice to see that APE is going APE. We're streaming. This is London with Bitcoin Spike, trying to figure out the technicals. I think we have figured out those technicals. Okay, that's one good thing that we figured out on the daily, so we're not in the dark on that anymore. But the 200%, it's very seldom we see the 200%, right? And that 100% is that we just lined this out, and I think we've got this accurate. Apologize for any exploratory technicals just live. I just wanted to figure it out. It's being so aggressive. We got to figure it out. Move to the upside, this additional move to the upside, okay? In terms of this 100% repeat of this flag formation, right? But we repeated two of these, right? Essentially, we went to that 200% mark. The question became, are we going to return at all to this, to the specified peak of, and just log this in your toolbox, guys. In terms of returning to the specified peak, this target level, right, of the rising wedge. We see this move frequently, not all the time, right? The possibility, not the probability, always depending upon the market structure. But yes, or the mood of the market. But yes, we have hit that target threshold. So depending upon how you were to schedule into shorts up and above, right, in line with the specified Fibonacci extensions, bingo, right? We have a methodology for both the overall move that APE is completing now, yes, and we have a targeting strategy for the future potentially, if you choose. And I would like you guys to present to me your own strategy as well. I'd like to know your strategy. But in terms of these specific extensions, boom, as to where you might want to initiate target for your orders in terms of your shorts, where you want to short something that's dynamically taken off and you just happen to miss the takeoff, because that happens all the time, right? And some of you are already very proficient at shorting. So to the extent that we've conquered the overall question of what is going on with APE technically today, the daily implied move to the upside, that bull pennant, copy that. We've achieved target, right? And to the extent that that you're looking for a framework to put in to your shorts, right, to put into in terms of your shorts or your selling, I'd say, process in the market, it looks like we have demonstrated that quite well through a little bit of exploratory. You guys have to give it through trying to crack this nut, right? We got to figure out what's really going on with APE right now. So to the extent that we've done that and you've been able to absorb, I hope you have, because I came live. I wanted to get into some technicals today on something that's really hot moving coin. And to the extent that you missed the trade or the trade went against you, look what we have put together. We have, at least we've determined a framework for the overall entirety of the price action. Bingo, period, got it, bam. Okay, in terms of the structure framework for the potential for, let's count one ascending wedge and the return to this specified apex, that target, boom, right? Nicely done. In terms of that, we add that to the to our data set. We just do. This is a phenomenally running coin. Even in I'll say that there are other wedges below. You guys know that there are other wedges below. But we did retouch this specific wedge. So if it's 50%, 1 out of 2, okay, we can still count that as part of our data set and say, well, even in the most bullish conditions at the very top, when it was screaming to the upside, it decided to return to that, at least that apex level. Boom. And you guys see that on the specific 15-second time frame. It's not, guys, not to go lightly here. Line of resistance, boom, straight up in 2. Okay, that level of support, look at that on the 15-second, boom, straight up in 2. Bam, we did achieve that. Boom, as a hit on the 15-second, right? And now it looks like we may be poised potentially to recover this body as well. To the extent that you're trying to take advantage of both the sides of the price action, the long and the short, etc., you got to pay attention to this stuff, guys. You got to pay attention to this stuff. And the next thing becomes the strategy in terms of the deployment of your capital, etc. I want you guys to let me know what you got going on there. But now, as you look at this, all of a sudden, it's not so wild to have been thinking about it. We would have had to go through this. I'm really glad this happened because we were able to go through this scenario and this approach with the extensions. You're probably seeing a different, I'd say, utility for the extensions, without a doubt, guys. And as we look at the, at this approach here, well, we would just want to, right, schedule into, how many layers of shorts, right? And what seemed like such a foolish idea. Oh, no, you can't. And it blasted through them all. Whatever it decided to do, now on leverage, it blasted through them all. If you're 50x, maybe it wiped you completely out. What if you're 5x? What if you're 5x short and you decided to boom, 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 boom? I'm selling this thing every which way since Sunday up and above this rising wedge on 5x. I'm compounding in on 5x and boom, 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 boom. That's a sweet move, guys. That's a super sweet move. Very nice move, right? If you catch the top of that thing, and now you understand the interplay with the extensions, right? You see that to that 200 that we, just frameworked out, boom, boom, that worked well. In terms of that, you got a 7% move to the downside with potential structured in compound heavyweight. You had to decide you wanted to short APE at the top, right? With the framework of the Fibonacci extensions, it gave us the top, right? Now, in addition to the variable component, the 4-hourly versus the daily, right, which is, this is a lot more fair. I'm going to say this is a lot more fair just looking at the componentry here. However, the 200% shot to the upside, the 200% completion, essentially it came from that daily chart as opposed to the 4 hourly. So we're seeing a preference. If anything, we can comment on that and say we're seeing a preference on the daily to the daily. We have a newly hot performing coin that's performing in line with its daily chart. Period. Okay, so we're going to say that. Okay, we're going to take home that as well in terms of what the market has demonstrated to us. In addition, some big opportunity, right, in terms of this potential for the short, right? And we know how to get there. We know how to get to the pricing targets. You guys know that if you've been paying attention. A little bit choppy, right, in terms of like it wasn't scripted, rehearsed. I hadn't gone through any of the technicals whatsoever. So it's nice to bring this to a nice, what we say, just a real solid conclusion. I know a lot of you are busy with family, busy with work, busy with different things. And I talked to Angel. Shout out to Angel. I didn't really want to bother him too much. I know that he was busy today with family a little bit. So, Angel, shout out, brother. Hope you're doing well. And appreciate hearing from you this morning. Yeah, it set my day off right, brother. I needed that. I appreciate it very much from the heart. Hope you guys are doing well. Nice return, okay? Nice return. You saw how aggressive it became? Ooh, guys, that was aggressive price action. You know the difference between 50x and 5x, okay? 50x gets completely obliterated on shorts in here. Bam, 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 bam. You're gone. You're a goner, guys, okay? The 5x is still hanging out, guys. If the 5x decided to get involved right here at a short, believe it or not, if the 5x decided to get involved at a short at this level, the 5x short is still hanging around. Right? To the extent that someone decided to compound into orders up and above, right? You guys know this, the 5x is still hanging around. On shorts, all of these levels could be shorts. You're going to sell it up above a rising wedge, period, in line, let's say, with your Fibonacci extensions. Right? The 5x is still hanging around. Now, the poster, the 257% guy with 125 times leverage on BTC, right? The 257% return guy, you know, me, I'm going to tell you guys, if I had scheduled in all of these levels, boom, 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 on a 50x short, guys, that's risk city, right? It may be how I choose to trade, but you got to understand, that's risky, guys. That's really risky stuff. You're going to get wiped out. These levels are going to be gone. Boom, boom, boom. As anything, guys, essentially anything over a 2% move, just call it, just lay it flat like that. Just say 2%. We'll leave that easy. But anything that moves 2% against me while I'm buying the shorts, hey, that's empty. That briefcase is empty, guys. You go back to pick up that briefcase, it feels a little lighter. Hey, you know, I'm telling you guys. So in terms of that, make this be a perfect lesson today about the power of leverage and what's still around and what's not still around. That 50x looks good. That 125x looks good, doesn't it? But man, you gotta understand your cash position. You have to have heavy backup reserve capital. That's what I got. I'm not worried, guys. I got heavy backup reserve capital. Do you have that? Are you making sure that you have that? Compared to my trades, guys, and Angel knows, just say in terms of overall, like my trade positions, with we discuss things. I'll just say we discuss things. But in terms of, throughout the year, I may trade heavily. Okay, I may trade heavily. I may not trade heavily other certain parts of the year, right? When on leverage, I'm going to recommend that you guys get to know what you're doing. Okay, before you go heavy on 50x and 125x and everything else, it just looks so easy. It looks so great. Like Angel mentioned this last night, I'll just remind everyone peppering in, right? And that's going to be different for you. Maybe it's 5Gs. Maybe it's 10Gs. Maybe it's 500. Maybe it's $5. Maybe it's 5 million. Okay, you're going to decide what's comfortable for you. What's a nice, feel in terms of pepper, etc. You want to just splash some cash around. Maybe that's 25 grand. Maybe every hand of blackjack for you in Vegas is $15,000. You play 3 hands of $15,000 a piece. If you do, then enjoy, right? I'm not going to sit in here and say you shouldn't be wagering that heavily in Vegas. You go to Vegas every single, let's say every other month, right? And you play 3 hands of blackjack, $15,000 a hand, and bam, let's bring it. I'm gonna go home when I win or lose $1 million. That's fine. If you have that mindset and that's your framework of cash, then it's a different discussion of me telling you to not be overexposed to the market. You want that. You need that in terms of the 3 hands of $15,000 a piece in Vegas, right? So you need a little bit more exposure, right? And now this is not, I don't want to make the comparison to Vegas, but I bring that up because it's the best, it kind of gives that the full throttle approach as people would look at some people are, some people are good at blackjack. I'll just say that. Some people are very good at blackjack, and they may come home with $1 million. Now, we structure our approach to the market differently than gambling, right? But it can have that same impact, because I hear a lot of people say, and I will bring this up, guys, and not for the same reasons that like someone at New York Institute of Finance may bring up to me, et cetera, because they brought up gambling to me. New York Institute of Finance proper has brought up gambling to me, okay? Just in the context of trading, okay? And I won't elaborate too much upon that. But one of the components that I'll bring it up to you guys is that rush. Yeah, you guys know on leverage, everyone talks about that rush. Man, when I book a trade on leverage, boom, man. Okay. Yeah, I hear that from traders. I know that from traders. And that mindset is not necessarily the disciplined, consistent mindset that is set out to do great things in the market this year. You guys know this, right? That mindset of, man, the rush, man, the 257%, boom. Man, guys, that's not necessarily a disciplined, consistent mindset that's going to do work wonders in the market this year, right? So I want you guys to have the consistency, to have that discipline, and to the extent that it requires, or it is centered around, spot trading, beautiful. To the extent that you want to up the game a bit, and even on 5X, we just saw this beautifully, guys. We just saw a beautiful example on APE. We couldn't have scripted this more perfectly, could we have, guys? Absolutely not. In terms of even exploring the overall technicals from the 4-hourly to the daily, what caused price to go up, we know, right? Period. With the repeat pattern of the bull pennant on the daily as opposed to the 4-hourly, right? We know how we achieved that within a lower time frame here. Well, I just feel like we conquered these technicals and had a very, very good discussion overall after a few bumps in the way, right? Little bumps and bruises in the way there in terms of trying to get through the technicals, because the price action was coming at us so quickly, right? We hadn't had it incorporated yet, that daily time frame to you. I may have mentioned that daily pennant to you one time, maybe one time on stream. And to the extent that we are seeing a nice reaction here, I just feel like it was a very good demonstration overall in terms of the technicals, the utility of the these Fibonacci extensions, hugely important, right? In terms of if you don't just want to go in, bam, right, heavy like such. But you do also know if you were to modify your Fibonacci's and the specific levels, you could do this, right? And you could cover a different, depending upon your leverage, right? Depending upon what you might choose to do, right? You may choose to have a differential herein of, let's say, 1%. You may choose to formulate these with a 1% differential, okay? And go from, let's say, the 300% down to the, I want to get covered up to the 300%, right? We just saw it go to the 200%, right? So maybe I'll go all the way to 300%. Make sure I'm covered to the 300. I'll choose a decent level of leverage, but nothing too extravagant to where I would get wiped out. Let's say if it were a, let's say 18%, so maybe I'll write it 5. Maybe I'll decide 4. I'll decide 4% short leverage with these levels scheduled in. Nothing would have gotten wiped out. Let's say at 3%. Now 3%, nothing would have gotten wiped out, depending upon how things are structured in the market. We had a little bit different discussion. But if you were at 3% here and you decided to scope in, bam, through all these levels, now it starts to make a little more sense. And you would be counting on what, guys? This is the crux of the plan. You would be counting on this return to at least the apex of that rising wedge. Ooh, you guys see, huh? It takes a little bit of sweat equity to get into that, right? In terms of understanding what's going on the screen, right? Because it does, guys. From 40% down to 27%. Now understand this. For those who maximized out that move to the upside, right? And this is the discussion, 10% move down, 10+% move down. It was over 40%. Now it's 27%. That's a capturable 13%. right? 14%, 13 to 14% overall. That's a big deal, guys. When you look at the shorts that could have been deployed. I always say this, guys. I always say if it goes down, you can buy it. If it goes down more, buy even more. And if it goes down, goes down a whole lot more, buy a whole lot more. And you guys know. If it goes up, sell it. Well, if it goes up even more, well, sell even more. But if it goes up a whole lot more, sell a whole lot more. Now, in terms of that, people always think about what they have on them, right? Well, I don't have anything left to sell, right? I don't have any inventory to sell. I can't bring it to market. Enter the short, right? The future, enter the short, where I can sell and continue to sell and sell more or a whole lot more as price continues to go to the upside. Copy that, guys. Structuring in cash with a reasonable amount of leverage, right? To where I'm selling, I'm continuing to sell, I'm selling more, I'm selling a whole lot more. Boom. It's nice, right? It's just like buying lower, right, to sell higher. It's selling higher, right? You don't have to necessarily buy it back lower. You just have to close your trade, close your sell, right? So that's interesting dynamic to put that into today with a really hot moving coin. I'm glad that we came live. Wasn't without its bumps and bruises, excuse me. But I just had to come to you guys live. I hadn't sat down and really put a lot of framework technical into APE until then. I just knew it was moving. I'm like, let's go, let's get into this, and let's see what the technicals can demonstrate to us, right? So I think we have a good strategy in terms of your understanding of the extensions, bottom line, right? We understand the potential for the extensions, the framework in terms of targeting the upside for your shorts. We understand a bit the leverage, okay? In terms of the leverage and the componentry, what it would take to wipe you out in terms of your leverage, and maybe a componentry you would want to fill in some targets potentially between your extensions, potentially. Because not everything's perfect. Your extensions not all the time. We did this perfectly. It struck perfectly. But not all the time are you going to find perfect hits on your extensions. It's just not. So you may be able to cover some of that with a dedicated Fibonacci retracement that you have customized with, let's say, 20 levels or so, right? Right? So to the extent that we understand that in the context also of the technical data set that has been demonstrated to us in terms of a rising wedge and a return to, noted. To the extent that we still have a feature below us, a feature below us that is going to call into question the entirety of the price action at all above where we're at, given the return to the wedge that we just saw. Now, no one in the market that's trading right now, guys, no one that's trading and paying attention, and you guys know this, no one who's paying attention to the technicals and the trading right now is not looking at this resistance and this support and measuring out the same exact way, bam, to a target feature here, boom, at least at the apex, if not down into the body of the wedge. Copy that. You guys get it, huh? Now, within that framework, that seems like a long way away, doesn't it? Doesn't it, guys? That seems like a long way away. I mean, I don't know, guys. That's a long way away. So what's the bottom line, guys? APE can ditch this move and power up and never come back here. There's no obligation by APE to come back down here. Zero obligation of APE to come back down here. If you sit in a short right now on any kind of leverage, guys, you're fully prepared to never revisit this. You're fully prepared for liquidation, period. There's no requirement for APE to continue to do what it just did, right? There's no requirement that APE return to this level. Zero. Zilch. Nada required. You guys know this. Uncertainty in the market. How are you going to trade? How are you going to trade? How are you going to work with the market? Right? Some guys are going to take the short, and they're fine with their level of exposure. When I say throughout the day, I fed one of the wolves, that may happen in 10 minutes, guys. It may just happen in 10 minutes. I fed one of the wolves. I may decide to go short. period. I want to see that. I want to push it. I like that move there. I maybe look for a better entry and decide or scale in, do whatnot, and see if I can get this to return down. I like this move. Let's see what this would be. Ooh, 15, 16%. Man, that's a high level of gain that I could pocket there. I like that. But I understand that it could leave me in the dust and feed me to the wolves, without a doubt, on any trade, right? Any trade I enter into, I'm prepared to be fed to the wolves. No problem, guys. You can if it decides, as long as I'm prepared to be fed to the wolves, boom, no problem, guys. No problem whatsoever. So to the extent that you guys are involved in trading, that you understand the dynamics in play, and you understand that rising wedge and return to function there, this is a heck of an interesting and challenging and wonderful trade that people are looking at right now. It's fantastic, guys. It's the reason why people trade. And the guys that fed to the wolves, boom, decides to go up, no problem, right? They look forward to what? Next, period. Next. That's it, guys. Like I say, 100 rounds. Next. You lose one, fed to the wolves, no problem. Check it, guys. What is it? Next. Let's just go. Let's go. Let's trade. Let's go. Understand, guys, the way that this top line function did perform. Now we'll stick with 2126. 2126 is on the map. I'm going to make it a target because it's not a target just for me. It's a target for the entirety of the market right now. Anybody who's trading and paying attention, you guys know this. What we just saw happen on the screen at the higher level. Everybody understands this, right? Everybody understands. But you have considerations. Now we have, considerations in terms of leverage. Are you just practicing a short? Are you going to heavily remember that rush? Man, the rush of booking and I just bring this up. It's proper. 257% on 125x. Yes, that was my trade from earlier today. But I understand that the rush that it provides you is different than the discipline and consistency required to have a good year in trading. Because the exchanges know that rush. They know what that is, guys. That's that impossible to hit slider thrown across the plate. Bam. But I hit that home run, man, right? That's impossible to hit slider over home plate. They know how to pitch it to you. I'll promise you guys. So just stay aware of the function of risk and let that settle in as we're looking at more advanced trade techniques and features here. Okay? Promise me. And I just promise you, if you don't respect that, it will bite you. I promise you, it will bite you. And it won't feel good. Right? Okay? I just promise you that. If you don't respect it, it'll bite you. I won't even have to ask. No one here will have to ask. And I'm telling you, it'll bite you if you don't respect it. If you respect it fully, okay, and you have the proper skill set to approach the market with, I am very optimistic about your future. As long as you focus on consistency, discipline, right? You focus on the fundamentals of technical analysis. You look to advance your learning. You're interested in things like hedging. Interesting. Okay, so I could go. I could have hit a hedge trade here at the top, long and short. If I would have timed it perfectly, yeah, my long would have gotten liquidated. My short would currently be up to 400% in profit. Up to. There's that rush. What? 400? Right? Up to. No requirement to go 50x. That's on the extreme. Every time you push it into the 50, you're going to get a warning in red letters on your screen. Right? Yes. Do you guys read that? You know what it means. So, just stay focused, stay centered. These are good discussions. These don't happen a lot on YouTube or otherwise. I just do these because I care about you guys in your trading game. I want this to be the #1 trade group. Part of that is talking about some of the things that are just I'd say avoided by the residual of the market, right? People say, oh, well, be careful of leverage. Well, it could be fantastic if deployed properly, if it's in line with your technicals, if you're ready to get liquidated and you're just ready for that next. That's fine. Next. I just got fed to the wolves. Well, what are we going to do? Next. Have that contingent. Have that heavy reserve capital. Understand the interplay between the longs and the shorts. Understand the interplay of the extensions. Now you know Extension's name of the game. But you didn't get to buy it down here. Dang it, man. You didn't get to buy it down here. Shoot, man. You missed it. Everything, right? Wrong. You get to sell it up here. Right? But it really went up today. Fantastic, man. You get to really sell it up there today. Potential, right? Just think of that framework as you guys approach 2022. And I think it's just a good stream for us to kind of, yes, we know on the daily the framework put together. Right, in terms of the implied bull pennant contradicts. Just reminds of if you guys traded, if you traded SHIB, which we did, our group traded SHIB. Okay, the first pennant on SHIB was such. Boom, move to the upside. Right, this is the equivalent of SHIB. Noted. Right now, SHIB didn't have Bored Ape Yacht Club. What else did SHIB do? What else does SHIB do towards the top? Interested? I would be. If I were holding, guys, APE, I'd be interested in that. Looking back towards the framework of the original move of SHIB. SHIB had a really incredible trajectory to the upside, guys. It took off. It was indicated technically. That's why I brought it to the VIP. First 2x for a lot of guys. Hey, they're like, whoa, I got a lot of money in my account. That's the idea. And looking at Kyber. Kyber's going to impress us again. I just have a feeling at some point, may have to go down before it goes up, but I have a feeling at some point Kyber's going to continue to impress us. I just like a trend that looks like this. I'm a fan. I just like it. It kind of reminds of Luna, kind of a dot just carving. Bam, 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 bam. It's nice. Speaking of Luna, come on, Luna. We want that bull flag. Come on, BTC. We want that bull flag as well. Move to the upside, downward sloping. And we talked about the breakout procedure, etc. on... This is not lightweight stuff, is it, guys? It's like you guys are serious about trading or something, huh? Whew. Not easy stuff, huh? Working on your extensions to schedule into your, what would you say? Working on your extensions to schedule into your shorts. Whoa. Nice, guys. Nice. When it goes up more, sell even more, huh? Good. Interesting. Making sure your leverage is in line with your liquidation procedures and calculations. Hey, you guys are going to have to be pretty smart to get all this down. I would definitely think you guys are going to have to be pretty smart and to implement that that market savvy. Some different stuff, huh? If we can have complicated conversations like this, although they're very simple, you guys are going to be, if you guys keep developing in terms of just the overall rationale, etc., you're going to be pretty... I don't know, guys. What would you think? I think you're going to be on the map. You're going to be on the map. Let's look at this real quickly. Let's see the 4 hourly level of support, level of resistance. I mean on the map in a good way. In terms of this level of support, level of resistance on the 4 hourly, I like that framework. And this on the 4 hourly. Let's look at the daily, just to rewind and reconfirm. I hate to say the need to get up and out for BTC, right? We like this zone for breakout. We just do, and it tightens up on the daily, gives us less room. Went to the 4 hourly to demonstrate that before we get off stream. All right, tightening up in this level. We have a preference for breakout of a descending wedge. Good news is we're in one, right? The real news is we got to break out of this because I don't want this to turn into another little slugfest with the lower levels. This was a nice one. Let's hang on down here. We'll recoup it at some point. You know, we can. Additional value below. We could just hang on down here and recoup it at some point, right? We have this preference, guys. We'd like to break out in this zone. All right, so this is London. Appreciate you guys paying attention. Remember, never overexposed at a higher price. The higher the leverage, the lower the capital requirement, meaning you have one fed to the wolves, no problem. Boom. Lower capital requirement. Okay? Capiche? No sad songs here, guys. Not a single sad song here. You liquidate all 10 trades today. Well, what you working on? What's your strategy? What are you implementing? What's going on? Oh, you were playing miniature golf with your family? All right, all right. Well, that's a bad strategy, huh? Oh, you were you were honking at the guy in front of you. Oh, well, that's a bad strategy, right? If you lose 10 in a row, I would be like, all right, what's your strategy? Oh, you were, you're sitting by the pool with a chick in the bikini. I see. Okay, that strategy is probably not going to work, guy. Right? You got to be focused. We lose our focus, guys. It's just not the right game to lose your focus. You guys know you're going to pay for that. You're going to pay for whatever's distracting you. Sometimes it's definitely worth it, right? Just set aside that time if you can. Stay disciplined. And I'm preaching to myself too, guys. Stay disciplined in terms of your focus. You know, don't don't feed the wolves just to feed them, right? If you guys have something that goes south, this and that, and you're focused and everything is harnessed in, laser right into your trade station, you take a bruise, take a lump. The market moved, hey, you work on your strategy. See, the difference is when you're distracted, you lose. You can't even really focus on your strategy. What needs to change in terms of your trade game, right? When you're focused on your trade station, you're focused on the market, boom, something moves against, immediately you catalog that. Yeah? You're able to digest and apply what needs to change in terms of your approach to the market. When you're out doing whatever, you're at your cell phone, hey, no problem. I'm, getting out of the car right now, about to head in for a steak and lobster, and boom, I got to hit this. Yeah, trade. I got to day trade real quickly. And no, guys. If it goes wrong, what happens? Well, it's off to the steak and lobster. No problem. Well, what happened? I guess I was just getting out of the car. I guess, the whole trade transpired against you, and you didn't have the focus to sit down and really catalog the way that you guys must do in terms of what went wrong technically in the trade. How could I have prevented that? How can I prevent it next time? Right? One is kind of like a show-off move. I got to do this now. The other is a real dedicated, focused, consistency and discipline kind of approach to bettering your trade game, so that the non-on-the-fly kind of show-off trade, right? That's what just the ability to focus, guys. It's hugely important. You'll pay if you decide to trade and you're not focused. You will. I do. Every time I do. I cannot juggle and trade. I just can't do it, guys. I will pay. You will pay. Anybody in the market who takes off their focus over time, I believe, will pay. Pardon me. Maybe pray as well. Is that funny? I won't state that, but one of the guys at New York Institute of Finance one time, he said, and I just listened to this, so I heard it, he's like, it's just strange, and he wasn't saying anything atheistic or anything. He was just saying it's just amazing when people get into the wrong position in the market and they will begin to pray to their deity of choice. And he was a very programmatic kind of mathematical dude. He was like, he just had noticed it. I mean, the quintessential of like, you will get to the position where you are, the market has reversed on you, and typically people will begin to pray to their deity of choice. And I was listening like, this guy's seen it a few times, right? So it was interesting. I thought it happens, That's and it just whatever. He was just saying that, but I think that does happen. So BTC is technically up and out. Now, God, this looks familiar, doesn't it? Do you guys remember this recent move? I draw this because anybody who traded recently is familiar with this move. You guys remember this somewhat recently? Now, we're up and well over this. You guys remember when this happened last week? What happened? Boom. You guys remember? Last week we had the same channel formation issue like this. Resistance, support. What happened? Up and over, resistance, bam. Meme, hammer to the downside. If you've been trading, if you've been paying attention, if you've been trading, you remember this like nothing. Period, like it just happened. All right? You guys remember that move? Same downward sloping channel. Boom. You guys remember? Okay, last week. It was last week. Last 7 to 10 days. Downward sloping channel, up and over. Boom. Yeah. When we were up and out. I think some of you do remember it. So that's what the market just showed us for this move. Remember the psychology of the market. It ain't just, fear and greed. No, they just showed us this. And what did this just do? Bam. So that's in the memory of the market. It's in our memory, right? But up and out over resistance. How we technically confirmed? Not technically. So where are orders waiting? You guys know. Is it going to get hit? Is it like that apex on APE? Orders are waiting right here, right? Without a doubt. Show me a prior resistance, I'll show you orders. Doesn't have to hit. But in terms of the required confirmation, up and out, if we're going to take it to a, let's say a dynamic with the 4-hourly. Let's look at the 4-hourly. Are we up and out? Are we in the process of confirming? It doesn't look like a real clean 4-hourly versus the hourly. Okay? It just doesn't. Confirming uncertainty, guys. It's not that there's not an answer, it's that it requires more work to achieve. And a lot of it deals with strategy, right? Now, for hourly resistance, confirmation is looking a bit closer than the hourly, okay, confirmation. So there are orders at both levels. Copy that. There are orders all the way through these levels, right? Copy that. And now in terms of your position, congratulations to the VIP who are trading, period. All right? Not every day is going to be this green, right? Like APE, like whatever you got. But we appreciate the market when it produces price action. We just do, right? Without a doubt. And I appreciate you guys being a part of VIP. It's a good group, guys. We're getting rolling on some, different concepts and different ideas just to kind of elevate trade game. I want you to understand it, right? At least understand what's going on, the different terminologies and everything in the market. Like, let's, if the market, I'll just say this, guys, if the market were, what if the market went sideways for a year? For a year, it went sideways. Oh, wait. It has, guys. It has gone sideways. Bitcoin's gone sideways for 479 days. With what? With the opportunity to trade. Is it that much different with these opportunities to trade than this zone in here? Not much. So as we advance our trade game, sideways has been the name of the game. Have you guys traded? I know some people that have and have done well. As we advance our game in 2022 in terms of our understanding of the other components of the market, I think we'll, my goal is that long term, as crypto continues to develop in the space, right, in terms of its market, and develop in terms of adoption, etc. But as the products become more available, etc., we may be a real focus group to be able to take advantage of some of the details of the market as it develops that other individuals aren't even capable of kind of understanding, right? Just the new investor, the noob, right, versus where we're at right now, and some of the things we're discussing is a good thing, right? So I think that 2022 is going to be full of a lot of good things, and at the end of it, we're going to be very excited that we were able to develop the level of trade, right, on the expertise and just whatever the market would offer us, right? That level of expertise, whatever it would offer us. And looking at that 5 minutes, just to readjust these, the framework here a bit, back to that 5 minute, a little bit less aggressive in terms of those specific Fibonacci's. With the understanding on BTC, we have a lower level threshold. We have an upper level threshold, right? We have a channel formation that's been breached to the downside, breached to the upside. We've rejected each breach. So this is the channel formation as we look at that confirmation on the 1 hourly and the 4 hourly. Okay, to the extent that we're looking at a daily coming into play. Whew. We can do this every day, guys. Well, we say, sure, yeah, why not? At some point, if we do this every day, we're gonna get this stuff down, down to those hidden patterns in like APE on the daily. Very important, guys. I'm impressed with that. Very interesting on the. That's a good line there. That's a good line there on the daily. And we do have this right here. Careful on that on the daily, okay? Careful on that on the daily. You've got an upper level of resistance kind of indicated at this level. I think you've already hit that. Boom. Yeah, you've hit out up and above. Watch that line on the daily on this zone as a potential level of resistance. Shout out to Freddie. I know he booked a 90% trade this morning. What's up, my man? Where'd he go, brother? BTC, it was technically indicated, he says. I know it was a lot of leverage, really risky, but it was technically indicated. I love hearing it. Yeah. Way to go. So level of support, level of resistance on that daily. Okay, this constriction, that's in play. That's nice. On the daily on Bitcoin. That's a nice pattern on the daily, guys. You like that? You got to like that. That's nice. Rechallenging what? Rechallenging this. Boom. Remember, I invert this to show you guys what we had here. That ascending triangle inverted, right? So we're back into that return to function game. Yeah. Same thing. Top line resistance, flat top. Boom. Ascending line. It would be of support, but it's resistance, right? Boom. Back into structure. So nice framework to put the technicals into. And we're left with a bullish pattern, right? We just are. A bullish pattern that can fail. Copy that. Always prepared for the surprise in the market. It's 90%. The worst thing in the world, guys. If you had a source to tell you 90% probability what was going to happen in the market, the worst thing would be to have that and to rely on your own level of just self-discipline to not go too heavily, right? It's 90%, man. 90%. I just got to hit this one more time, man. I'm gonna get to my figure. I'm gonna be out of here. I'll be out of here for good. 90%, man, and get destroyed, right? That 10% becomes inevitable. Don't look for the easy answer. Don't look for the every time. You guys look for the right technical approach in the market. Consistency and discipline, guys. Right? And as we advance our understanding of not just the technicals, but also of the new coins in play. APE, it is April, end of April, almost into May. That's a phenomenal moving coin. Not quite as much as GMT, but we're paying attention to it, right? So, bullish structure looking good. Approaching line of resistance on the daily, noted. Variable lines of resistance on BTC, noted. DOGE, GMT, SHIB, coin market cap. How's it looking, guys? How's coin market coin market cap looking? How's she looking? Yeah, she looks like she wants to look. She was looking healthy a while back. She no longer healthy. She want to do this. Let's see what she got. Close. Does she want to incorporate this top level as a feature? Do we have a parallel structure? Let's see that. That's close. Let's see what we got. Then we're off that centralized portion. We just traded one like that, which is why I wanted to ask. We just traded one like that on GMT that flashed up and slammed down. This mid-level underperformance. So, I will be in the back with the VIP. Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this on USDT.D dominance. I don't believe I'm the only one in the market that's doing that on the daily. All right. Boy, that'd be some nice opportunity to work into an additional hit along support. Man, whoo, guys, that would be amazing, right? Because that would mean your crypto would just go through the roof, right? But we are prepared for a move and a breakout, bam, to the upside, right? That's a pretty well-structured top-line resistance on that daily. You guys agree? Whew. That's something else there. You guys paying attention to that? Tether dominance. Oh, yes. Support, resistance, right? Be prepared, guys, for every outcome, and don't be so overexposed that you cannot tolerate a move against you. Big move against you. Be prepared with orders. Buy and support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. Period. You guys can do this. We're having a good time, guys. Congratulations on all your trades. And I will let you guys know if you'd like to join our trade group. Boom, top shelf, 257% today. Fed a couple to the wolves, actually. I'm sure you guys did too. Who's Jabal? Jabal. Stay focused. You won't feed those wolves. Hey, Jabal, thanks for following. Appreciate that. What do we got to Elon with a tweet here? What do we got? What do we got? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what is he doing with Coca-Cola? I have no idea what he's doing with Coca-Cola. I didn't even read that. I don't know what he's doing. I don't really think it's going on. I think he's just saying some stuff. Anyway, we're excited about him and his jovial nature with Twitter. That's where our rooms are in the back. DM. I think there's going to be some enhanced encryption. Let's hope so, guys. Let's hope we can offer some additional security features as you guys interact with your finances there in the back. And not financial advice, you guys know that. But we'll continue to update you guys. Congrats on APE, and what a lesson on those shorts. Bravo to everybody, because I know you captured that. Hey, way to go, guys. The extensions using as short targets with potential intervals, percentage measurement in line with your expectation of the upside extension, and also accompanying your leverage, right? Your choice of leverage. I like that. And the underlying like rising wedge with the return to lower target. Boom. Sounds like you guys know what you're doing. Big time. Wasn't easy. Was not easy. APE, it's APE, right? But we got there. Congratulations, guys. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Hope you guys are doing well. Excited about the positive price action. And I'll talk with you later. And got a shout out to Angel, my man. Appreciate the morning message. Was awesome. Didn't want to disturb you in the afternoon necessarily. I know you were spending time with family. But we're excited to have you here, brother. And I mean that, brother. We'll talk to you guys soon. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and Jubal, my man. If you appreciate that analysis, would love you. If you didn't watch the entirety of the upside potential short targets today on the upside, make sure you capture that. We went through some important stuff today. Live action would be a good one. And there's probably one or two missteps in there for me. It was live action. I came in quickly to address the price action. So if there's a misstep, make sure you get through the commentary, because it's an incredible use of your time to see the overall componentry and how it was put together, and how you could potentially put that to use. Not financial advice, but potentially put that to use in your trade game, Jabal. So you're welcome also to join our VIP group, without a doubt. We've got guys from all over the world, and we would love to have you both stateside here, USA, and overseas, out to Slovenia. Shout out to Pathfinder. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to everybody in the back. And Josh, our number one champ, just say in terms of the $1 million challenge there at the bottom, 2021, earned $1 million. Shout out to in trading he did. And I appreciate the credit for that, Josh. And in terms of Craig, shout out to you. Shout out to all the VIP. And Steve-O. Shout out to Steve. Just the guys getting pictured at the bottom. If you want to be pictured at the bottom as well, just go ahead and hit that button on YouTube. And after you hit that button, just make sure that you go to the link and you go to the first pinned tweet that we have, and you say, I am. Here we go. I am VIP. Boom. That's what you got to do. And then I'll put you in the back rooms with the rest of our VIP, and you will be there. You will be literally there, and you'll be able to partake in these signals, the technical diagnostics, and yeah, get some updates on some nice trades that are accomplished. This 257%. Boy, that was a nice one this morning. And we'll discuss some additional features like maybe hedge trades, etc. Guys, we'll go through some other options. I say categories of trades that you guys may bring to me. This is London with